Then I shall begin the recap. When last we left our party, they'd claimed their own territory and held it against Mind Flayer invasion. In the process of this, they learned of the secret base that the Fang of Immolation had been using. However, these victories came with a heavy cost, as Erland sacrificed his life defending a stunned Risu and Taito while the Elder Brain escaped. The party brought him to Dragon's Rest, where the Queen of Dragons was already waiting for their arrival. She brought the party deep below Dragon's Rest to a secret chamber in her domain, where a huge tree branch sprouted from the ground, bearing a dragon's egg in place of fruit. With this egg acting as a catalyst, the party began the resurrection ritual, bringing back their lost friend from the beyond. Erlan awoke with a great shout that went something along the lines of, "I told you I have a god," and then the significantly less pleasant realization that Rocky-chan had come to life and was in fact very talkative. With these events taken care of, the Queen set to explaining herself. First, she told the party of Dragon Sight, the supernatural ability of the most powerful dragons that allows them to see all manner of things, from the past to the future to even brief glimpses of other worlds. And then she showed the party the poem that she had engraved onto the tree branch, the elegy for the first world, and answered what questions she could. Unfortunately, the poem as she has it is incomplete. The party, knowing the Fang of Immolation's home base, struck a bargain that if they attack the Fang of Immolation, then the dragons will retake Far Ward once the battle is finished, and the party were sent home to prepare and plan. However, first, Art had a meeting with the Match Sellers Guild to attend. He met with Jedri Zigzag, who claimed that he was planning to use his skills and connections to go legitimate, and to that end he offered to set up a spy network for Art in Hiarkingdom. Art decided that the front of his establishment will be a chicken-themed restaurant named El Chigminos. Or I think it was El Chigmino. Over the following 4 days, the keep at Hiarkingdom was completed, and several permanent residents began living on the island. As well as this, 2 ships carrying soldiers who wished to take a position as part of the standing forces of Hiarkingdom. And we will set the scene on, say, the morning of the 4th day, with all of you awakening within your now completed keep. Hang on, I will put the music on. There we go. With all of you awakening on the morning of your keep. Just to slightly change some things from last session, which I'm sure you don't remember anyway. Previously, I said each of the ships had arrived with 50 crew. In fact, each of them have arrived with 25 crew. Okay. So that's a total of 50 soldiers have come to join you.
Wow, undersold. Oh. I expected 200.
What I was actually planning on doing first for this session to get you into the swing of things was to introduce you all to the stronghold rules now that your stronghold is at least partially completed. So if I click show to players...
Is the stronghold in the keep? I don't know how castles work.
I'm not sure. This is YouTube royalty-free music, it should be.
What? No, I said is the stronghold in the keep?
Sorry, the stronghold is the generic name. The keep and the tower together are strongholds, as is the establishment.
Ah, okay.
They're all strongholds. That should pop up for everyone, I believe.
Yes, I can see it.
Yes.
That's a lot of rules.
Yes, so I will walk you through each of these.
God damn, that's massive.
Oh, wow.
Each of these, currently you have 3 different strongholds. Well, 2 currently, and then a 3rd one, which is under construction. Each of them are all level 1 currently, and upgrading them will unlock more functionality. and will also take time and money. Upon the keep's construction, you will have 3 units available to you. Currently, your units are Zeltar, the Elder Coatl, the Heart and Hammer Mercenary Company, who are dwarves led by Captain Rurik Deep Timber, which are veteran warriors with expertise in defensive maneuvers and small-scale naval skirmishes, and the Commission's 17th Hunting Barge, which are primarily elves, led by Captain Johan Philivan. They are a group of experienced monster hunters, and they excel against non-humanoid opponents and setting up traps and ambushes. So one of the party will be assigned as the person in charge of the keep, who these 3 units will report to for any missions that you would like to give them. And as well as that, if you spend 2 weeks staying at home in Hiarkingdom and managing things, you could gain the benefit of training alongside your troops. And there's a bunch of different types of trainings which benefit a bunch of different types of playstyles.
So
There is also... Oh, sorry, Rob?
Oh, I was just going to ask, so can that increase our certain skills, or what?
The training things are there on the
Yeah, if you take a look.
on the instructions.
So, for example, let's say, finesse training. While you're wielding a finesse weapon, when an adjacent enemy damages you with a melee weapon, you may, as a reaction, make a melee attack against them with your wielded finesse weapon.
Huh. Cool.
It gives you in-combat bonuses. And it's worth mentioning as well, these bonuses also apply to your units, of which you currently have 3. There is also the Wizard's Tower. The exact minutiae of the details to put in custom magical spells is a bit much to put in this little document. So it is just in the Strongholds and Followers book, and I am very happy to go through that with you, Nicholas, because I'm assuming you'll be the one who
I
builds
might
the
need
tower.
That. Yep.
But
We can
did
go through that on
briefly...
our own, so no one else has to listen to it if you want at some point.
It's not something that takes a massively long time, but it lets you make unique variants of spells. Again, it takes 2 weeks of resting. Resting. It's called an extended rest. It's taking 2 weeks of living here and managing your kingdom.
Yeah.
And during that time, Hiarkin will be researching new spells. The establishment is, of course, still under construction, but when it is under construction, Ott will be able to make use of the information networks provided by his establishment. And also, given that it actually is a functional restaurant as a front, it does also generate passive income.
Hell yeah.
And he will also be able to use his establishment to work behind the scenes to make use of allied strongholds to do essentially the job that other strongholds could be. So, if, for example, you wanted access to more troops, Ott could temporarily hire mercenaries from an ally's keep, like, say, for example, from Bulwark. And for one battle, you could have mercenaries that you've purchased from there. Or you could get a spell researched as Nick would in his tower from, say, an allied university, like the University of the Prismatic Shard or something. Obviously, this takes money, and Nick's research in his stronghold devoted specifically to that will be better than what you can just buy, but it's a good jack of all trades. It's the idea behind it.
Business.
My question to you is, who has an interest in becoming a general?
I volunteer Matt. Erlan.
I mean, Erlan could definitely benefit from some of these things.
Yeah, I
It
guess it
sounds
would
like
be
something
someone
that
who's
Matt
good
would
with
enjoy.
melee combat and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, it's got a few
Right.
different things, but like,
I
yeah,
was gonna-
there's
I was gonna
different
say, look
weapons
at
and
it-
different armor types.
Weapons,
that can
yeah.
Get it.
Erlan.
The alternative is Yolya could also benefit from a couple of these different ones. Risu could benefit from several of these.
I've looked through it, and literally the only one that I would personally benefit from is the bludgeoning because of most of the things. I don't wear armor at all, so
Finesse
Don't
you would be
have-
able to benefit from.
I don't have any finesse weapons.
Your unarmed strikes count as finesse. You can use
Oh, do
strength
they?
or dex with them.
Ah, yeah, of course. Yeah, it's
Okay.
still
Well,
not.
what would
something I'd
Risu
rather do.
benefit from?
Risu, I believe, wears medium armor, so she could get that one.
Piercing.
She can benefit from piercing training. She can benefit from finesse training if she gets a finesse weapon, which that's well within your abilities to do.
And technically a versatile weapon because I'm pretty certain she can use versatile weapons like longswords.
She can. The problem is most versatile weapons are strength based.
Ah, that's true.
You could buy, like from Gareth, like a less heavy versatile weapon that you might be able to use dex with.
Requires money.
Welcome to playing with strongholds. You are now going to be spending some money, and as a result, you'll be getting stronger laterally, getting more options for things to do.
Yeah, which might help us get more money.
I can't wait to have all this passive income. I was going to be on a beach somewhere.
One of the Ott's a landlord at this point. One of the other things that's worth mentioning, as well as your stronghold, of course, you guys own this island. More specifically, Hiarkin is the lord of this island, and people will come to live here. As more people come to live here, and basically, like when you return from like completing adventures and time passes, more people will move here, and we will roll on a table to determine like whether it's say blacksmiths or farmers or alchemists who might move here, and each of those also like will provide bonuses, some of which are like passive income in that they'll like pay taxes or cheaper access to potions and other such things.
Mm.
You guys are slowly building your own township, and over time it will expand as more people hear of you and what you're building and are interested in coming and joining you.
Is it possible to make the land bigger?
No, which is
Well,
what
like
responds
like
in
Tokyo?
Skyland. But
Yeah.
you do, however, have an elevator down to the surface.
Let's build a diver in the sea.
Yeah.
Sky.
I was just going to say, it's like, yes, let's turn this into the Netherlands.
I mean, like, that's a possibility. If that's something you wanted to invest in, I will not stop you from attempting that. Absolutely.
Yeah, it just
can
cost you a
build
few
more onto it.
million gold.
Other Sky Islands have essentially tried the same thing. In particular, the Citadel of the Moon has entire districts underneath the island, which is where Virtue was born and raised.
Is this
Yeah,
Skyloft?
Basically built off the bottom of the island.
I've
Sounds
got a
like
question
Skyloft to me.
about magic physics in this round.
Magic physics. Oh god, is this a physics episode again?
Not
Let's
again.
go!
I have a
I
question.
can't do
go.
this.
Right, so
Okay, let's go play golf with friends.
so say there was another island nearby. Could we physically meld the two together, like collide one with the other
Nail.
person?
Could we pull the island closer
Theoretically,
to us?
yes. I will tell you that, like, Newton's three laws do apply, and to move an island and also to, like, stop an island requires an absurd amount of force.
Okay.
Another island!
Can you zoom the map out a bit so we can see what other islands are around?
Okay, wait.
Quick, draw some more islands, Logan. Come on.
Ah, rushes over to incarnate.
Turned into Stitch again.
That's my noise as I frantically just scribble things on a sheet of paper and stick post-it notes onto my screen, assuming you can see it.
Why are all the islands bright yellow in perfect squares?
Right.
Shut up!
Another question. If we hollowed out the island, would it take off? Because it's become lighter.
Oh my god, please stop.
No. However, you can like dig into the island. Like, for example, Zeltar's small like lair cavern is dug in beneath the lake.
Oh yeah.
Can we have loft wings?
You can get loft wings. I mean, how far removed is Sarah from a loft wing? How far removed is Risu, really?
I
Apart
don't
from being
know.
a
I
lot
think
smaller.
She's carried people before when she was
Yeah?
strong.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're basically a miniature Loftwing.
Well, no.
And we have knights training on this island. It basically is Skyloft.
It's not as though, maybe I took some inspiration or anything from
Yeah,
I love games and stories.
It's getting a bit suspicious now.
They're only as good as what you steal from, and I stole from the worst Zelda game.
That's it, I'm logging off.
Alright, last one.
That's
I
the
think.
least controversial take I could have said.
Yeah, true.
The
It
same
has its
magic.
problems.
The same magic that's used to make the island float can it be used to make it move sideways?
You're not in control of the magic that makes the islands float.
What is?
As far as you are aware, you have done some looking into this. The islands float as a result of the aberrant magic from the Calamity. The very same magic that causes the cloud barrier that stops any light from getting to the surface.
Gotta find the aberrant magic man.
I like your funny words, aberrant man.
Ah. Good joke. So what are we doing?
Well,
We need to decide someone to look after the training
We need a
people first.
general.
A general.
I thought Matt might enjoy it.
Erlan says, we can always discuss this when I'm feeling a little bit more myself, but in the meantime, I'm content to take over.
That's a good way of phrasing it. Let's wait until Matt's back.
Well, it's more like if Matt comes back and says, no, I won't fucking do that, he can always say no.
Should
But
bring him
in the
now,
meantime, he can take over the troops.
Yeah, let's say that for now.
Okay. Is there anything you guys as a party would actually like to do with your forces? Currently, Zeltar is limited by his being bound to this island, so he can only go a number of hexes equal to the keep's level, that is 1, away from the island. However, the other two are completely just free and at your command.
Okay. Are there any immediate threats that we need to be worried about that they could take care of when we go off and continue the story? Or are they not at that level yet?
I mean, oh no, these guys are all veteran fighters. They're absolutely capable
I've
of...
just decided to come and move here.
Yeah, so the
They don't
idea
need
behind it was these are people who have been impressed by stories of your previous exploits.
Right.
So, for example, the dwarves were originally based out of Phalanx. So when you guys defeated Ormadora and saved Phalanx, they were all, and then like had a huge parade in your honor. They were all super impressed by you, and then later on they find out that you're building your own township and that you're going to need soldiers. They say we could be those soldiers, so they set off to provide their services to you.
They're gonna lose so much respect for us.
I think they already are. They can see us standing there, just so confused about what to do, what to do with them.
Erlan has like set them to training drills, but because he has no idea what training drills actually are, he's handed them all like small hand tools, like hand drills, and said like, "All right, here's your drills. Go do
Here's your
them."
training drills.
Oh,
We come back and there's
And
just
just,
a lot
like,
of little
sent them
holes in the
away.
floor. Oh dear.
but are they like impressed and think like this must be a super secret training?
Yeah. They're like, wow,
fact,
we've not
let's
heard of
make,
this one
uh,
before.
We never thought about this before.
Let's make a roll for Matthew, shall we? Hang on. I have his character sheet. Erlan Shaddington. What's fair? Deception or performance?
Performance.
Performance, alright.
I was going to say,
Plus
if he's trying-
15. Yeah!
Oh my
They're
god.
impressed.
He's just like, oh my god, he's a genius. Of course, we've already proven ourselves with actual combat skills, but we're building a community here, and we have to prove that we understand that.
No.
So they're all incredibly enthusiastic about the hand drills that they've been given.
Good. Get back to your literal drill training.
Nice.
Okay, so what are we actually doing now?
I mean, previously, I know that you had talked
Where were we
about.
going? I can't remember.
Well, I know that you talked about sending some of your forces to help with relief at Farward. Again, I'm happy to like refresh your memory on things that have happened. Like, for example, the Queen of Dragons Rest, given that she has Dragon Sight, which is a limited ability to see the future. Bearing in mind that the future is malleable, so seeing the future full stop is limited. So this is limited on top of limited. But she essentially said that, like, if you guys aren't in Farward, then Farward has basically no chance of actually winning the battle. And vice versa, the same is true for Dragon's Rest.
We were doing a trick of some sort.
Yes, you discussed that. You discussed either having Hiarkin go in person to Farward and then teleporting to meet the rest of you ready to assault the Fang of Immolation's lair in Ildragville, or having the forces stationed at Farward create illusions of you to give the idea that you might be there. One of the things is the Match Sellers Guild have been looking into and providing information to the forces stationed at Farward about spies within Farward of the Cult of Xernas. And in order to make that operation potentially more successful, or at least make the deception last for longer. The Dragons of Dragon's Rest were also currently spying within the Fang of Immolation's faction to find out what his response likely would be, whether he would just take to the front lines himself or whether he would hang back and give you guys an opportunity to sneak in once the army has left to go fight him. But if you want the answers on that, you will have to go to Dragon's Rest to hear them out. Another thing is the Sonic Oscillator that you set Gareth making has now been completed. You can go and pick that up. I believe you've already paid for it in advance.
Yay!
Yes, we did.
Yes, of
Speaking
course
of
we
paying
did.
for things, you owe the King of Bulwark 5,000 gold.
What? We paid him in
Does
advance.
he want to buy a Sonic
No, you didn't.
Oscillator off us?
Why do we owe him 5,000 gold again?
For this keep and tower that he built
Setting
for
these
you,
things up,
Upgrading.
yeah.
and this elevator.
I thought that was a gift
Nope.
of our everlasting alliance and friendship.
Yeah, the fact that he's only charging you 5,000 gold for it is a gift.
That was a terrible, shitty gift. He should have done it for free.
Nope.
I knew he was an asshole.
Run a persuasion check.
Me, a persuasion
Go on,
check? Are
Nick.
you sure about that?
On
You
a
know,
dreamer.
when we argue with Logan, I imagine in George of the Jungle when the characters argue with the narrator. I don't know if that's a stretch of a reference, but you know.
I think
We all watched it.
I think what we should do is probably get some of our men to go and help with the defense of Far Reach. Far Ward, that's one. Thank you. While we collect the oscillator and begin our movement to
Fucking
giant
hell,
face.
you drew one of them
Whoa!
in the Christmas episode. I
Oh my
forgot.
God.
Oh,
Yeah, it's 4090.
That's a penis.
I like how it just also says Unreal in the top corner.
Unreal. Why?
Specifically to troll me, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of your AMD card.
And it's an ability to run Unreal games.
Why am I cursed?
Funny
Does
thing
it
is,
mean you got all
you
them
can't just
free
select
games from the
all and
Unreal
delete, 'cause-
store and couldn't play any of them?
I specifically didn't grab any of them specifically because they won't work.
I thought you'd be collecting them every week and then just crying over your list of games.
Hey, you got rid of one of the things that was a question mark on the map, and I don't know where it was.
Uh-oh.
There's some around here, I know.
Oh,
Well, I
is it
can't bring them
here?
back.
Was it on 4090
Oh,
Island?
the question mark, that's just where Ildragville is. It's in...
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That's right, I'll put a...
So, wasn't that a plan? We're going to basically get the oscillator and like organize with the Queen from Dragon Rest to
strategy meeting.
on what we need to do in terms of like taking out Ildragville.
Is that how you spell it?
Currently, you haven't actually shared your plan with like the defense of Far Ward either. Saying about having either Hiarking go there or illusory duplicates of yourselves there.
Oh yeah, that
There's
was
also something that will need arranging
If we're sending troops there, can we tell the troops to inform them?
Mm-hmm.
To share our plans with them so we don't have to go ourselves?
Yeah, that was it. We had to try and contact them somehow and basically explain to them why, what's going to happen, and that basically try and cause a double distraction to stutter the troops on both ends.
Erlan will have the question of which troops are we sending? Are we sending both the hunters and the dwarves, or are we just sending the dwarves, or just the hunters?
Well,
Are
if
there
I
any
remember right,
specific orders we want to give them?
Can we send...
Because like,
one
Erlan's
for
like, I
each?
can wing it, but like,
1 second.
Can we send
One
one
of
for
them was
each?
better at defense than the other.
yes, the hunters are good at fighting monsters. The dwarves are good at defensive maneuvers.
Probably the dwarves, because obviously it's going to be a defense of a city, so they'll probably be better at doing that, as well as the fact that small scale naval skirmishes they might be able to help with that fact, rather than the Hunters Commission, who are basically best if we technically sent them with us on the to Ildragville, but that's probably not the smartest idea. So,
For
No,
reference, these guys are very good, but they're like level 5.
yeah, that's what I mean.
They're like better than your average soldier. They're all veterans, but like they're not gonna fight like fucking ancient dragons.
No, exactly. So I think the Heart and Hammer to Far Ward as a help to aid in defense is probably best.
They are
Because
very enthusiastic about it. There's questions about whether they should bring the drills with them, to which like Erlan slaps the captain across the face. It's like, what do you think? Obviously you bring the drills with you.
I'm just in the background dumbfounded that they believe the drills thing is required, and I'm just like questioning
that's why
whether
he-
it was a smart idea to allow him to be the general now.
Rocky-chan is very supportive of him.
Let's get O'Malley.
You want to pay for O'Malley to be our general?
Let's get Hamilton.
He'd love it.
Hamilton would love it.
Hamilton would, actually.
Rissy plays with the
O'Malley would
drills.
probably love it, but you'd love it for the fact that you're going to have to pay him a lot of money to do that.
It's a general salary.
Yeah, he would want a general salary.
General salary.
Despite the fact he is a general with 50 men.
Yeah, he would want a general salary of a normal army general, which is a lot more men than that. So if you want O'Malley, you could ask him. Good luck paying for him, though.
He's currently in
being
Farward,
Christmas.
as far as you're aware. But that's non-canon.
What?
Although you
non-canon.
do all have your
He's still there.
socks. You do
Oh, yeah,
all
we
have
did-
your
we did get
lovely
to keep
warm
some of them.
socks.
That itch a bit.
Yeah, your lovely warm itchy socks.
But yeah, yeah, I think they're probably the best to send to that to defend. We do need to discuss with the King and Queen of Bulwark and Phalanx about what we're planning to do. That is important. I don't really know if what's best. If it's best to, I still think it's probably best if we do like a fake group at Farward, appearing at the same time as when we appear at Ildragville. I still think that's probably our best bet, is to basically completely throw their communications by getting one saying, "Oh, the party is at Ildragville," and then the people at Farward are like, "No, they're not. They're here," and then just causing mass confusion, and then attack, and then obviously.
So, as far as you are aware, the forces are currently in wait to see which one you are going to go to, and then obviously the plan is to attack with both, but the plan is to lend the majority of like the magical support to the one that you are not at in order to make that one succeed.
Yeah.
Basically,
Exactly.
one of these operations is considered to be sacrificial, while the other one will succeed in its place.
Exactly. But how can they give? But what will they give magic support to if they don't know
Yeah.
which one's which?
Would the people who are being sacrificed know that they're being sacrificed?
Nope.
No, they'll just go to where they think they're needed,
Yeah.
don't they?
I mean, so
might die.
the actual soldiers invading Farward aren't the cult of Zernas. They are an invading army from the other side of the continent. They're being assisted
Manipulated.
by the cult of Zernas.
Manipulated is probably
yeah.
a better word.
Just like the dragons in Ildragfil are not like, they don't worship Zernas. As far as the Fang of Immolation is concerned, he probably thinks of himself as using Zernas as opposed to the other way around.
Exactly.
Especially given like how prideful dragons are.
So yeah, I still think that's the best thing, is we do a mass communication confusion by essentially being at both places at once. One fake and obviously one fake and the other real, and the one that's real is the Ildragville one, and the fakes being at Farward, because it'd be easier for them to manipulate that, I'd say, just by the fact that there's not going to be ancient dragons with the ability to see through illusions.
Highly fair. Just to address some things, the meeting you have with the Match Sellers Guild in Phalanx, there are people within the Cult of Zernas, like high-ranking lieutenants, who do have true sight.
Yes.
That is who the Match Sellers Guild are currently trying to expose in order to help with this plan. That's one of the things that you put in place last session.
Yeah, so I think that's the case, is we get things in place with what we want to do, and if we can find out who they are, try and get them exposed, eliminated, and set the plan in motion, essentially. It's the best bet, I think.
Okay, so where are you going to go first?
Well, we've how long ago was it that we sorted out the thing with the Matchbox Guild? Was that
About 4 or 5 days ago. We'll say 4 days.
so? They might have information. And the King and Queen of Bulwark and Phalanx, are they still in Bulwark and Phalanx respectively?
They were in the Citadel of the Moon. They will return to Bulwark and Phalanx.
Okay.
Also, worth mentioning, Virtue is in the Citadel of the Moon looking into potential leads on the information that was pulled from his head when he was captured.
Oh yeah, that was it. That was something we were doing, and then Matt turned up and we got him revived. So what's people think? Where should we go first? We've got 4. Well, I say 3. It could be 4 possible meetings.
Erlan will look to the lord to whom he has sworn his fealty as a general, Hiarkin. At least partially, like, satirically.
Can I just shrug and look at Yolnya?
You look at me and like, well, what should we do? And I'm like, what do you mean, what should we do? This is a group discussion.
Rob, any thoughts?
Come on, everyone.
So we have the option of going to what?
So we've got to collect the oscillator, but we've also got to discuss our plan of actions with the King and Queen of Bulwark in terms of what we need to do. We need to go back to the match sellers to try and find out information on who these high-ranking members of the cult are, to expose them so that it makes things easier for assault and defense, as well as speak to Virtue to find out more information on what he had discovered prior to his capture, as he tries to retrace his memories and regain them.
I think we should. Well, can we collect the oscillator on the way to the King and Queen?
Well, yeah, being that Gareth says it's both Phalanx and Bulwark, is it? And the Citadel of the Moon. Wait, is it Citadel or the Bulwark?
Phalanx and Bulwark.
It's in Phalanx and Bulwark, so it doesn't really matter. We can do it if we go to the Queen. We can go and collect. Go to the Phalanx store. If we go to see the King, we can go to the Bulwark store. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And remember, we have access to get between Bulwark and Phalanx through his store.
Yeah.
As part of our agreements. So all we need to do is teleport to one and be able to get to the other with relative ease.
Where's the
So
match
that is-
sellers people?
Sorry, what do you say, Rob?
Where's match sellers? My match
Phalanx.
seller folk?
That's
They're in
fine,
Phalanx.
isn't it?
Okay. Well, I guess we could do all 3 in a quick succession. Collect the oscillator.
Well, we could technically do all 4 because Virtue's in the Citadel of the Moon,
Oh.
which is above Bulwark.
Okay.
So
well,
it doesn't
there
really
you
matter which way we do it. We can do it all in one go. It just
Dragon's Rest is not connected to that.
that's
network.
the only one. That's the only one where we have to basically teleport to, but we won't. But it's going to be the last call essentially. Once we know what we can do about the issue in Farward. How long will it take the dwarves to arrive at Farward? How many days travel is that for them?
Depends on how you're getting there for them. If they're flying their ship, it's 1 day per hex. If you were teleporting them, they wouldn't have their ship, but you could get them there immediately. Alternatively, you
1,
could.
2, 3,
Remember, you were going
5.
from Celia as opposed to where you currently are. You get from there.
Oh yeah. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So just under a week essentially for them to do their own travel. If we got them to set off now, in terms of like what we're planning to do, it gives us a week of prep for them to get there. Essentially, I think it would hit about the same time as when they arrive. We could set our plan in motion. if we're quick enough and we have the information we need, because it's going to take us a day to do all our travel for what we need to do in Phalanx and Bulwark and the Citadel of the Moon. We can do all that travel in a day because it's a teleport and then a fast travel through Garrus, essentially.
And that'll get
So
3.5 of the 4.5 things off the list.
who are the guys
Yeah,
that are sending to
instantly.
Farwood?
Oh, and then the other one would be a half a day because it's a travel up the elevator. Because I can't remember how long the elevator takes. It's
It's a couple of hours.
It's a couple of hours. So yeah, so that's a half day essentially. We could say for that to get up from there. So we could do most of the stuff in a quarter a day, maybe a bit more time, and then the travel to the Citadel of the Moon in a half day, and then another quarter. So it would take us about like a day and a half, probably, of travel and rest to do all 4 things before we make any more progress anywhere else, I think. And then that would be them basically their ship arriving at Duskwatch or something like that on its way to Farwood.
Sounds like you have the makings of a plan. Hiarkin, you're the one with the teleportation. Where would you like to teleport everyone to? Pardon me. Where would you like to teleport everyone to?
Where did we want to start? Did we want to go and
Well-
see Virtue first, or do you want to go to one of Gareth's shops first?
Doing Gareth stuff.
I think we
well,
go to
get that
Phalanx
now.
first, because
Well, the thing is we know we can pick up the oscillator straight away. It's ready. It's done. We can pick it up.
yeah,
But we also need to discuss our plans and what we want to do and what we've discovered with both the King and Queen, because it's them and their forces that are going to be defending Farwood.
well,
We've already told them that we're going to help the dragons rather than them in any kind of attack or defense. So they already know that we're doing that, but we need to tell them of this part because it's important to help both sides. You know, we can
Shall
help
we
both.
go and see the king first then? As he did help us out with the island as well.
Well,
Okay.
I was
Keep
thinking
him
if we-
informed
If we
first.
go to Phalanx first, we can collect the oscillator from there, then fast travel to Bulwark, meet the at Phalanx, meet the King or Queen, I forget which one's which, and then fast travel to
Queen's in Phalanx, the Match Cells Guild are in Phalanx.
Technically,
Where's
all
the king?
in Bulwark.
In
Bulwark.
Bulwark. But you can fast travel to Bulwark from Phalanx.
Yeah,
Yeah.
through Gareth's shop.
and then from Bulwark go to Citadel of the Moon to speak to
Virtue to get the last bit.
Yeah.
So, Phalanx first. Speak to the queen and the Match Sellers Guild. Do all that. Pick up the oscillator. Go to Bulwark. Speak to the king. And then carry on from there. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah.
Shall we teleport to Phalanx then?
Okay.
Yep.
I will drop you
Let's
onto
do
the
it.
map for Phalanx.
Yeah. What's
Is
the
there any
goal?
anywhere specific in Phalanx that you would like to appear?
I think
you're more than.
Yeah.
The
I was just
fuck
gonna
is
say-
I was
this?
trying to work that out. Wait, so we can
What?
teleport to a specific spot then?
Well,
Yeah,
he knows. He knows
Anywhere
the
you've already
location.
been, isn't it?
Yeah, with it, and that gives you decent think.
There's more of a chance of landing in
Technically,
a
yeah,
correct
you've got
location.
the teleportation in circle in Phalanx that would make it so there's no risk. So I guess
Cool.
that's the smartest place to go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we don't need to use that because of the way the spell works.
Well-
Where is the teleportation circle on this map?
It's in
The
the
Celestial Archive,
Celestial
isn't it?
Archive. Yes.
Number 3.
So it's right next to Gareth.
Yeah, sure. Well,
essentially.
do we need to tell them we're approaching first, or should we just show up unannounced?
We've
Always.
always shown up unannounced, but it's
They're
up to
used to
you.
it.
I think telling them, "Oh yeah, we're on our way."
Do we need to?
Nah, let's just go there.
Let's just
Let's
go there.
surprise
Oh,
them.
I like the sound of that.
Yoya, I give the question of, shouldn't we tell them for just as the spell hits? And
And Alt shouts, "On guard!"
Okay, 1 second. Does a 20 hit you, Ot?
Oh, probably, yeah.
it
definitely-
does, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it definitely
no.
does.
Okay, hang on. As you jump out from this burst of magic, blade drawn, yelling "on guard," a crossbow bolt funks into your shoulder, healing
Ow.
you. I fell on the floor. Hang on. Fell on the floor.
Does it knock me over?
Dealing you 10 points of damage.
Healing me? What?
Dealing.
Oh, healing me, okay.
Um,
Well,
as soon as he does that, I punch him over the back of the head. Of like,
Is it lethal?
you know, it's like no, of course not. I'm not.
A lethal punch to the head. Oh my god.
I mean,
That's a
Finish
bit
him off.
extreme.
let's just put it this way: Ajoish, 100% could probably lethally kill a person with a punch to the head.
Yeah.
That damage, by the way, comes courtesy of the soap dice that was given to me by Nick and Sarah.
Ah.
The soap dice.
Yeah, dice that was in a soap.
Oh my god, you
Ah.
used soap.
Occasionally, I've never felt weaker.
No, he was just sat there with a cheese grater, grating the soap away to get to the
Ah.
dice.
But yeah, I was like, I instantly like, you idiot! Don't shout something like that. Get you killed.
And like some of the guards, like one of them like knocks the crossbow aside. It's like, no shit, that's the virtuosos. And like one of them like comes forwards to like bandage your injury.
Is the arrow still stuck in me?
Hold on.
Oh
ask him-
yeah, like they
Oh,
need
yeah.
to like remove
Oh
that.
yeah, I offer him. Are
One
you gonna
sec.
take this out then?
No. At this point, the person that comes over, I say, no, leave it. It's a deserved present for the idiocy of this person.
The guard looks incredibly uncomfortable with the idea that like you're going to be walking around with proof that he shot you. Granted, it's what he's meant to do, but
I ask him what his name is.
I'm not sure I should tell you.
Why not? I want to carve your name into the side of this arrow so everyone can see.
That's even more
Is this
cursed.
like a revenge thing, or
No, I just want to show off your name.
is that true or not? Do I need to ask you to make a deception check?
I'm
No, I'm gonna carve.
I'm legitimately going to attack Rob to try and stun him. 17 plus a lot, Rob. I hit you.
Oh yeah.
I'd like you to roll a con save.
Okay.
I'm legitimately going to stunning strike you right now to stop this.
11.
Roll damage
Yeah.
as well, please, Alex.
Oh yeah, 1 second.
Oh my god, what happened to the urgency? You two are just here fighting now.
I don't do a lot of damage. That's 11 points of damage.
11 point. Not a lot. That's still taking 21.
But you are also stunned until my next turn. So I just
Well, 6 seconds.
for 6 seconds. I literally at this point just as he's stunned, grab him from the scruff of his neck and drag him up the stairs out of the place.
Okay. Mark your key point.
I already have. Don't worry.
And Seraphine is like, this feels unnecessary.
It was either that or that conversation continues down a wrong path.
The guards look absolutely dumbfounded, and it's like, can you give us some warning before you arrive next time? We'd hate for another incident like this to occur.
Look what
We're
you
gonna
done
have
my
to
shoulder.
report this.
1 second.
Like,
At this point, I literally, as they say that, I shout, "Speak to the spell users, not the one that hits things."
the one with the spell you just stunned.
It's not a spell; it's key. Difference.
No, I mean, like, you just stunned Art. He's the one we're sending.
Oh yeah.
But like, the guys are like, yeah, we're gonna have to fill in a requisition form for that crossbow bolt, and like,
Is
we're
this
gonna
like a
have to
near
explain
miss
where
form?
it was used.
What's the term in the army when you shoot your gun when you didn't mean to shoot?
Friendly fire or accidental discharge.
Yeah, actually that.
That's what it's
no.
called.
Oh no, was it negligent?
I'm well
yeah,
aware.
negligent discharge. Come on, guys.
You're stunned. You can't talk right now.
6 seconds is gone.
Yeah, 6 seconds is gone. Oh, are you still letting yourself be dragged?
Oh, I'm still being dragged.
Yeah, I dragged you out of the bloody place.
Get your hands off me, fool.
Like,
My
the
fist
guards let
raises
you go,
slightly
and
before
you're-
my fist raises slightly before I realise there's no point.
the guards let you go before you are released into the city once again.
I hope they don't chuck me out the front entrance of the.
Oh no, I throw you like Uncle Phil throws Figure out. God from Fresh Prince.
Mm.
So, dumped unceremoniously onto the streets of Phalanx. Once again, like, you're attracting, like, onlookers because you guys are famous and acting like fools. It's probably going to end up in tabloids somewhere.
Oh no. I hate to imagine what the famous tabloid writer Piers Morgan would say.
Piers Morgan.
Fantasy Piers Morgan
Yeah.
is his
Oh
name.
God! Would he just be writing like absolute drivel articles about how we're the bad guys or something?
Yeah.
I can guarantee.
He'd also be constantly talking about how one time he was almost friends with
The
Nick.
princess.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Princess Hiarkin.
No. Okay, yeah, sure.
Rob got the reference anyway.
Yeah.
No, that one went over my head.
I met her
Oh,
once, and then she blanked me.
Piers Morgan is like really creepy about Kate Middleton.
No, it wasn't
Oh,
Kate
okay.
Middleton. It's about
Was it?
Meghan, I think. Yeah.
Meghan Markle, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Either way.
Anyway, so we're going to the Ascender's Keep.
To meet with the Queen.
Yes.
You are recognized, obviously, by the guards at the gate, who, like, they will stop you, but it's, like, you know, there's no show of force there. They're just like, oh, can we ask your business and announce you to whoever you're here to see?
The Queen, obviously. Who else is it going to be? Seriously, come on.
Oh no, I was here to see you, my good sir.
Shut up.
The like let's look like one of them looks like really flattered for a moment and then like disappointed. And they're like, oh, okay, can we can you share the nature of your visit with us, or
No. Being really blunt with him.
okay. Please wait here. I will go and deliver the message. He just like slides in through the door and leaves you with like the other guard at the gate who's like, so you're not here to see us then?
I literally blank him. I'm not even looking at him.
Oh,
I say, well, it depends what you've got in your pockets.
he
also
like turns out his pockets like it's a loyalty card to like a local street vendor.
Logan. It's like the clip.
How many stamps does he have?
Let's go through.
He's one meal away from a free coffee.
Wait, coffee exists in?
Yeah,
Okay.
coffee exists.
Not even fantasy coffee.
It's just coffee.
Wow.
It's comfy.
Low altitude beans though.
It's
Yeah.
it's a Kofi fee.
Coffee fee.
Coffee. After several awkward minutes pass, the guard who left returns and says, the Queen is currently engaged in a lot of meetings about the upcoming defense of Barward. If you'd be happy to wait, we can lead you to one of the parlors to wait for her to be free.
I literally just scowl at him and say, "Get out the way,"
Did
and go to walk past them.
I was going to ask, did you actually tell her who's waiting, or did you just say there's some people here?
No, I said it was the virtuosos.
Okay.
That sounded suspicious. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
I-
roll
I'm
an
just gonna
insight check
think of
if
it as
you'd
well.
like.
I will, just because it's funny. Insight. There you go. 14.
You have no
14.
fucking idea. Seems like he's probably telling the truth.
Yeah.
Can I
So
ask
how-
him to lead us to a side room and then basically try and sneak off to go to the main the courtroom, the royal
I mean, we could see Gareth first. While we wait.
Yeah, we were going to do both anyway.
Yeah. Then we'll just go back to him afterwards. To teleport. Because then, like, that spends time and we get a thing done, I guess.
Well, we don't need to teleport.
Or shopping
You can
episode.
grab a Kofi fee.
Yeah. Steal that guy's stamped card.
He will defend it with his life. He needs that Kobishi.
Ott pulls out a Yolya action fighting figure.
He'll trade it for a limited edition.
He's not
fighting
offering
action
it,
Yol-
but he's just teasing him with it. How about for one of these, which is worth 100 points? Oh, it's 100 points there. Okay, I thought it was 100, like silver or something.
It was 100 points, I believe.
Yeah. it
Yes.
is.
But it's a cheap piece of, like, not plastic.
Yeah.
It'd be like a wooden toy.
You could convince him that it's silver and not points. If you wanted to wind him up.
Captain's toy chest.
Anyway, what are you going to do then? Do you want to just go to Gareth's? Do you want to try and sneak in and just barge into the throne room, or?
Well, if we've only got a certain amount of time. I mean, we've got 6 days to do something that only takes less than a day, right?
Sure.
Have we? Because it takes those guys 6 days. What are they? Elves or who are the folks?
It's the dwarves
The
we're
dwarves
sending.
you sent?
Thanks.
Yeah, you've sent them by ship, which is a journey that will take them 6 days to get there.
I mean, but I guess we don't want to waste too much time. Should we barge in, or is that too rude? Like, we want to. The Queen's on our good side, but would it be?
I mean, we have important stuff to say too.
Yeah,
Should
no
we just
one's
get
more
involved in
important
her
than
meeting?
us.
I mean, it's
Just go and
relevant.
join in. Yeah? Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
I
Will
think
we be
if
able
we're
to,
gonna
or will
do,
the guards stop us?
basically, I turn to
The
the
guards
guards.
will try and stop you if that's what you want to do, because
Yolya
you're
will
trying to,
pick
like,
up each and every
barge
one.
in uninvited.
It kind of
like,
sounds like a bad idea
Yo-
if we want to stay on their good side.
Yolya
Okay,
will just literally
how
pick
about-
up 5 of the guards all at
Yeah.
once, place them to a side,
my
and walk
God.
on in.
it's well within your abilities to get in there. You
Okay.
have reason to believe that.
We're not in that
This is
much of a rush,
urgent.
though, do we?
Okay.
Need to break in now?
Yeah.
Why don't we just?
Oh my god. I'm
why
going to go and
don't-
wait outside.
Hold on.
Hold my
Why don't
head
we
in
just
shame.
tell this guard to explain to the Queen that it is
Yeah.
It's
an emergency?
audience
pertinent to
is
that
relevant to what her current meeting.
meeting. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I
Risu
think
walks
so.
up to the door,
No. Oh, no.
uses a portable
God.
hole, walks through the door.
What the hell? Wait, where's the
It's
guard?
work.
Is he not stopping you?
The guards are looking at her do this, and like one of them reaches for his weapon, and the other one like holds out a hand. Just like, it's not worth it.
At this point, after
It's not worth your
watching it do that, I'm just like, yeah, we're just gonna go in.
The guard's
I
like,
just walk past them.
the guy's like, I'm too old for this shit.
I'm one day from retirement.
One day from retirement.
You guys are like, from their perspective, like basically demigods who are above the law.
Rule
Like,
breakers.
you can go and just like kill giant monsters that they would never have a chance of even laying a scratch on. You can like basically do anything as far as they're concerned. They are not going to fight you in a battle that they know they can't win. Like, they're just like the two guys at the gate. And so yeah, Risu like puts a portable hole on the door and walks through. I'm guessing you leave the hole open for the others.
No.
Does someone?
I just push open. I just walk past the guards and push open the door and follow.
Yeah,
follow
the door. I
Risu
mean,
in.
like, they hadn't had time to lock it behind them, so like,
Oh my
Um,
god. I just sigh and follow them then.
another physics question about the portable hole. When you go
Oh.
through it, can you pick it up from the other side?
sure.
Okay.
I think
Mine, no.
technically the answer is no. Actually,
Oh, is it?
yeah.
You just reminded me about that secret room that I can make. We could just open that and push the guards in there.
Oh,
That's a bit cruel.
well,
That one.
at least get Erland's Tavern of Many Things out and just like put them in there to have cocktails with the robot barman or whatever his name is.
Erlan is currently like rifling through his wallet and like tearing up credit cards. He's ready to go off the grid. Like he's ready to go completely rogue.
Oh my God.
Like pulls the SIM card out of his fantasy mobile phone and stamps on it.
I was just about to say, it's like seeing him too. Where the hell are you getting that stuff from? What even is that?
Drugs. Rocky Chan tells you to mind your own business. Nah.
Where? Is Rocky Chan bad?
Rocky Chan is ambivalent towards good and evil. It's kind of,
Oh.
you know, the shadow of the hedgehog of this world.
Okay.
And yeah, so like you guys have been to this place plenty of times, even though it is enormous and labyrinthine. You guys are at least able to, if you wish to, navigate to the throne room that you've had audience in several times.
What's happened with the guards? Have they just given up trying to stop us?
I mean, like, the guards at the gate are absolutely not following you. Other, like, servants and guards will probably see you, recognize you, and assume that you're meant to be there.
Yeah, they probably
Like, just
we're
patrolling
through at this point.
corridors. At least because, like, it will take at least, you know, some time for information to spread through the place that you are currently, like, uninvited, breaking and entering.
The king of another land is breaking and entering into the queen's palace.
And yeah, eventually you reach the large doors to the throne room. Once again, also guarded, and these guards like cross halberds in front of the door, and like, it,
I got another physics question.
Can
Can
we
you
help
place
you?
the portable hole against someone?
No.
You can't pass through them. Okay.
Is we do the "you're not that guy" meme at them. You're not that guy.
the guards look at you and like, we're here to defend the throne room. Look, we know who you are. I'm just really confused. Are you after the queen? Because she's not even in the throne room. And the other guard like looks at him and shushes him.
Where's the queen?
She's in there. They're just bluffing.
Portable hole.
Is she on the toilet?
She's on the throne.
Is she naked in there?
Oof.
Does Hiarkin ask that?
No. Inner monologue.
The guards seem reluctant to answer your questions about the queen's current location, given that you just like tried to barge into the throne room unannounced.
We are announced.
Yeah.
She
She's
just
expecting us.
We announced ourselves when we teleported here. I went huzzah!
Queenie,
No,
we've
you
You
arrived.
yelled on guard.
On
I
guard.
was just gonna say, and that crossbow bolt proves you said on guard.
See?
Yes, true. Also, Art has a crossbow bolt sticking out of his
We
shoulder.
we don't talk about the crossbow bolt.
Does it
guys,
have
it's just
someone's
there.
name on it?
The guards say, look, the queen isn't even in the throne room, and also, I think we have to arrest you.
Do you guys want our help?
The crossbow bolt has Sally.
I don't
described
understand
into it.
what is happening right now. I don't understand why you are doing this. And then, like, at that point, like, one of the guards from outside, like, comes rushing down the hallway, like, going, they're breaking and entering! They're breaking in! And,
Wait, are we rolling initiative?
We're not
We just
fighting
stand-
these guys.
We just stand there and say we're not
two
breaking.
guards,
We were
like, point
invited.
their halberds at you and, like, do we have to arrest you now? What the fuck is happening?
Or hide behind
Like,
Yolda.
they're hesitant to start this fight because now there is currently 4 guards, each of which are probably challenge rating of, like, 1.
I
against you
I
guys
just
who are
look at
level
the god
15.
halberds and say,
Hmm.
"We're here to see a queen on extremely important business. Where is she?"
The gate guards who have, like, come in following you are like, we literally told you that we would take you to one of the parlors where you could wait for her to be finished with her meeting.
But I
Who's
believe
the
this
meeting
meeting
with?
is something that we need to be in.
I mean, if you want to go to the parlor, we can then pass on the message, and if the Queen judges that she's able to come away from her current business to come and see whatever your urgent message is, then she'll come and see you. I'd
So
like
much
you to be
talking.
aware, literally everything is urgent. We're on the verge of war, guys.
We know. That's why we're here.
Yes, it's
Like,
the whole point
you're
we're
not
here.
the only important people who come here and say we have urgent business to discuss with the Queen.
Does the rest of these people also come with urgent business that could be world-ending?
I don't know.
Well, there you go then. We always do. What do you think we're here for?
Move aside. Let us in.
Also points out.
But she's not in there.
How do we know she's not in there?
Fine, let them into the fucking throne room.
We'll
And
wait
then,
on the
like,
throne for her to get back.
The throne room guards look at them and we don't fucking take orders from you.
You do now.
Can I sit on the throne?
Yeah.
No, I think that'll be.
The guards all four of the guards give you a look.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah?
No, don't do
No,
it. We're already in trouble.
It's treason.
I'm not in trouble. You're
Imagine
in
if
trouble.
Hiark can sit on the throne, because then he's claiming to be the king of Phalanx.
I mean, technically, you guys are considered to be foreign dignitaries now.
Yeah.
We can sit on the throne if we want.
No, it's the opposite.
That's not a good
We can leave our throne behind.
Because if our
Peace.
throne don't throne, and if
Oh,
don't
yeah.
throne, then no throne of mine.
What?
Safety
Wizenbot's so
throne.
disappointed he left the chat.
Don't blame it.
Bruh.
Can Ott wander off? Ott did stealth behind Yolya. Can he wander off and look for the queen?
This has been a truly cursed session.
You asked.
Well, you shouldn't stop us trying to find the queen then, Mr. DM.
So are we in the throne room now, or are we still outside arguing?
You're outside the throne room, everyone seems very hesitant to actually be stupid not to attack you, because I wouldn't even make you roll initiative. This fight is so obviously in your favor.
Wow, their guards are so useless.
There's 4 of them, and what are they expecting to do against a group of 15th level demigods?
Ott says, wow, the queen really needs to get better security around here.
Aim high, son.
Can
I
Ott
think,
go off and find
At
the queen
this
on his
point, as the you guys have just been sort of stood outside the throne room, you begin to hear a large number of armored footsteps echoing down the hallway, at a marching pace, not running, but
Initiative?
Why?
No, we're not
Well, yeah.
fighting the Queen's guards.
Okay.
Sarah, you're quite
Jeez.
bloodthirsty.
It's ready to
Seven
kill
What's
chaos
someone.
wrong with you today?
Why
Did
aren't
you
we...
skip breakfast?
Yeah. No Wheaties
Calm
today.
down.
I was just gonna say, this is I just look at research you're very bloodthirsty tonight. I also hear a certain
Skittles.
Skittles
Yeah, Skittles.
crying.
Yeah,
He's
he's dreaming.
Is he dream? Oh.
dreaming.
Oh.
Oh.
Put a dog treat in front of his nose.
No, I don't have any Auton.
Wow, bad
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
Come on.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I do. Well, cat treats.
Cat treats.
Are they the same? Are they
Oh no! It's called Taito!
Is this happening in game?
Yes.
This is
Risu
wakes them to a
pulls
wing
out
and
cat
pull out
treats.
some cat
Taito
treats.
looks up at Risu.
What? Hi, Taito.
Taito scratches one of the guards and initiates combat.
Yeah, Taito just starts killing guards.
Oh no.
Could Taito take them out on his own? They do seem kind of weak.
Yeah.
Taito
He has-
excels at exactly this kind of fight, actually.
Yeah. Shall we let Taito take them on and we'll just wait outside?
Against
Jesus
multiple
Christ.
opponents.
Let him maul them all to death.
Fine,
I'm joking. That's not actually part of the plan.
Fine, let's just go and wait in some parlor room. These idiots won't let us see the Queen immediately.
We're going on
As
parlor.
you say that, you see, like, as these armored footsteps have all gotten closer, a group of about 20 guards, led by Hamilton, round the corner. All of them, like, come and see you, and Hamilton's like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Hey,
bud.
Hamilton, good to see you again.
Hamilton!
Don't worry about what these guys are saying. We're just here to see the Queen. You don't need to worry about us.
Hamilton's like, "I've been asked to arrest you guys."
By who?
You wouldn't do that.
Well, actually, the Queen didn't specifically say arrest them. She said detain them until I can figure out what the hell they're doing.
Wait, the Queen told you that? Where is she?
She's in the... No, I'm not telling you that.
In the what?
Hamilton. We've nearly died together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the Queen?
You know we wouldn't be here if we didn't have very urgent matters to attend to with her.
I'll allow one of you to make a persuasion check with advantage.
Who's got better persuasion?
Probably you. My charisma's... My persuasion is not very good. No, it's definitely not very good.
Persuasion.
Let's-
Oh,
That
well,
was
I've got
you.
expertise
It
in
would be
persuasion.
you. It would 100% be you
I
with the
got
better
ex-
persuasion.
I've got
Where is it?
expertise. Have you got expertise?
I'm pretty
Persuasion.
certain it's
Yes,
it will
I've
be
got-
either Yolya or Hiarkin.
Yeah.
I've got expertise. Do you want me to
Yeah,
try?
you do the persuasion.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
22.
22.
With
Oh, that's
advantage?
With advantage, just in case you get a better.
No, 18. 22 is good, right?
I mean, thank God you have a plus 15. You rolled a 7 on that 22.
I know.
Good rolls for you guys.
Done a 3.
Well,
Sad.
I'm not entirely
Hamilton,
sure what
buddy.
Hamilton is adding to this. He did roll a natural 19.
Fuck.
Hamilton, buddy, I'll give you a new trading card if you let us speak
He
to her.
just sort of looks at you and is like, "Look, I tell you what, there's no reason for this to come to blows.
Agreed.
Clearly you guys are here for important reasons. Just come with me and we'll get everything sorted out."
Thank you. You're the first person who's speaking sense here.
God, like, just all fucking look at you, like raise their hands in the air, frustrated.
So yeah, it's probably best to follow Hamilton.
Alan
As we
offers one of
start
the guards a bottle of wine.
as this is happening,
One guy rips up his loyalty card. What a bad
at
day.
this point, if we follow Hamilton, I basically the whole reason we didn't tell anything is because we don't want just any normal person to know our business exactly with the Queen, because it can be heard by those in the cult.
Yeah, okay, but like, the Queen's currently in, like, a meeting about national defense.
We need to be in that
And,
meeting.
It's
This is about national defense.
But we couldn't just say outright that's what it is, because it could alert the cult.
Yeah, okay, but like, why break in?
Because they wouldn't let us
Like,
in.
Hamilton's not the
We had
smartest
both,
guy. Hamilton's not the smartest guy, but his understanding of the situation was like, oh, there was a report that the virtuosos are here to see the Queen. The Queen says, okay, I'll go see them after I've finished with this. Send them to one of the parlors. To which the response comes back, the virtuosos have broken in. She has sent Hamilton to go deal with the mess, which is what he explains to all of you.
It's like, well, you should know what we're here for, surely. If
Hamilton,
you can't
like,
describe what
looks
it's
at you.
about, we could.
Hamilton like raises his hands and looks at you. He's like, "Look, I'm going to take you to the parlor."
Fine, she'll just get it in her ear when she arrives.
Will there be coffee fee?
Sure.
Wow.
Fine.
And like, yeah, you guys are taken to like what is a quite nice like lounge sort of parlor area. You are served like small like snacks of like fruits and berries and biscuits and like bought coffee and little like tea cakes. Hamilton leaves to go see the Queen, and the 20 soldiers that he brought with him remain with all of you in case you decide to break out again.
At this point, I'm like, hey, can I go use the toilet? And I
One of
go
the
to
soldiers-
I go to the exit of the parlor.
One of the
And I need
soldiers,
I need the loo.
one of the soldiers like holds up a hand and is like, "Wait a minute, we've got someone on their way to come and verify you."
What? What do you mean by verify?
I mean, verify that you are who you claim to be.
Do you want me just to hit you and put you in a stun lock for 7 years?
He like arches an eyebrow and looks at all of the other heavily armored guards around him. And is like, "I'd prefer things didn't come to that."
You do realize I've stun locked 3 giants before, right?
Want to make an intimidation check, Alex?
Sure. This is not going to go well because I don't have very high. 14. I knew it wasn't going to be great.
It's a nope.
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, "Someone will be here in a moment. Please go sit down."
Are you a giant?
Wait, so after all that, we went to the parlour and waited.
What you're being told to do, yeah.
How did that take us 40 minutes?
Because you guys decided to break in and then, like, chickened out halfway through. I was ready for you to start killing guys.
What?
We weren't going to kill
Oh my God.
people.
No.
Would have been pretty funny if you did.
That was
Yeah,
terrible.
would have turned us into goddamn kill monsters.
The campaign might have taken a bit of a turn.
Yeah.
An
Have fun
interesting one.
rewriting the ending, Logan.
So, by the way, these soap dice rolling really well so far. Thanks, Sarah.
Naughty
I did say that I was going to kill you with them.
Okay,
Um,
try me.
so yeah, I'm guessing that Yolya like sits down, having had her bluff called, and a couple of minutes later, a wizard like from the Celestial Archives comes to the parlor room, having been called by the guards. It's like, are these the ones? And like the guards like nod their heads. He's like, "That's the virtuosos, isn't it?" And the guards are like, "Just verify their identities."
At this point, because of my failed intimidation check, all I'm actually doing is with one of my darts. Is I'm playing the stab game where you use a knife in between
Five-finger
fingers.
fillet.
5-finger
You are
fillet.
absolutely mashing this delightful coffee table.
All the time, I'm not even looking. I'm looking at the guard who tried to call my bluff, or called my bluff.
I was
Just
gonna say,
like-
successfully called your bluff.
So, yeah, who called my bluff, and it wasn't a bluff. I did stun 3 of them. Thank you.
And the wizard like looks over at all of them and is like, "Okay, sure, I can do that." And he walks up to you all and is like, "Okay, I'm going to cast a spell called Circle of Truth. I will know if you attempt to resist this spell, just as fair warning." And with that, he like asks you all to stand within 10 feet of one another, and a like glowing circle of light appears around all of you. Anyone who would like to try and resist the spell is welcome to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wait, this is affecting everyone?
Anyone who is in the circle.
Wait, so why is he testing us?
To verify your identities is what you were told.
Oh, okay.
Surely a dispel would work, because if we were not ourselves, we would be using magic to do so.
Yeah, it's also a higher level spell.
Are you using it now?
He is doing it. He has warned you ahead of time and is now
Okay.
casting the spell. You got like 1 second to decide.
I am me.
Are you going to resist or not?
No.
Right.
I
what
have
do we need to roll?
literally nothing to resist, so I don't care.
Deserve.
Okay.
Hey, Hiarkin! What do you really think of Erland's food?
So, to explain the
Jeez.
spell to you, if you do not resist the spell and you do not make the saving throw, you are automatically considered to have failed. You are not able to tell a lie. You can still lie through omission or choose not to speak. However, you are not able to just say something that is blatantly untrue.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So what do you
And
think of Erland's
the wizard will look over at the guards and say, "None of them resisted the spell, sir." And the
this-
guard who called your bluff will step forward and say, "State your names, please, and affiliation, please."
I go first. I'm still not missing a beat while looking at him doing Five Finger Fillet and say, I am Yolya of the Virtuosos, who have stunned 3 giants before.
He looks briefly impressed and goes, "Well, glad you didn't stun me then." And the rest of you?
I am out of the Virtuosos. I have an arrow in my shoulder.
This also appears to be the truth. He looks at Taito. Taito just sort of like yawns in his general direction.
An honest yawn?
He shrugs and he looks at Erlan. And Erlan goes, "Honestly, I have no idea what's going on here, man. Yeah, I'm Erlan Chaddington. I'm a member of the Virtuosos. I'm just here along for the ride."
He's always drunk.
Can we ask him like more information about Erlan? Like get him to spill some beans on himself, or do we know everything we need to know about Erlan now?
You guys are the only ones affected by it. Or what?
Yeah,
You
we
wanna
could ask
an
about
Erlan
his
question?
guard.
But we could ask the guard to ask Erlan.
I mean, you guys can ask
No, we can
questions
do
as
that.
well.
We can ask-
You
we
are
can
just
ask questions
unable
of
to
each other.
lie.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Anyway, so what do we not know about Erlan now, or have we, or are we completely aware that he's not really?
Why do you always drink, Erlan?
I like wine.
No. Why do you always drink?
No, I mean literally, I like wine, and if I stop drinking and sober up, the hangover, the cumulative hangover, will kill me. That was never a joke, and I've already
God,
died
he's
once
telling
now.
the
I
truth.
can't come back a second time. I physically have to be drunk at all times, at least slightly.
Good reference.
There's like kind of a desperate look in his eyes.
Who hasn't said who they are?
Hiarkingdom, really?
Technically,
Hiarkin.
Hiarkin and
I haven't
Reese. are out.
technically. King
If you'd like,
Hiarkin
we
of Hiarkingdom at your service.
Do you actually consider yourself to be a king?
Of course.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, you swear.
Maybe I
you
shouldn't
swear
say that in
fealty-
the Queen's quarters, no.
I was just going to say, you also swear fealty to the King of Bulwark, technically.
Yeah.
So you could not be a king.
Unofficial king of Hiarkingdom.
You'd be a duke at best.
Okay. Owner of Hiarkingdom. Nice to meet you.
I mean,
I keep downplaying myself more and more.
to clarify some things, you guys are allies to Bulwark. Hiarkingdom is independent.
Oh, okay.
It's a republic.
So yeah, you could be a king.
I could be.
Its
won't take
legitimacy
offence
is
to that,
backed
will they?
by Bulwark.
Yeah. There you go.
If you
I
wanted
didn't know
to
this would
call
be my
yourself
crowning
king,
ceremony.
you totally can do.
If you literally turned around and said King Hiarkin, I would probably burst out laughing. Like Yoya would just start laughing.
Let's do it. King Hiarkin.
Okay, King
I
Hiarkin.
instantly just stop with the 5 finger
Stop
fillet
laughing, you.
and just start laughing at you.
The like some of the guards look at one another confused, and the higher ranked guard who has been interviewing you all just sort of shrugs and looks at Risu.
I'm Risu. I didn't get a loyalty card.
Okay, but I need to know: are you Risulian of the Virtuosos?
Oh, yeah, that. When we're getting a stamp card.
Don't know what you're referring to.
What, did one of your knights had a stamp card?
You mean the idiots at the gate?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him you called him an idiot.
You called
You're
him an
the-
idiot.
Yeah.
Hold on, you're the one who called him an idiot.
You
Yeah, wait
agreed.
a minute.
Well, she might have
Wait.
agreed, but you're still the one who said it.
And what's he gonna do about it?
If I said no, the
Good
spell would have
God,
hurt
Miss
me.
Materia.
It would hurt me.
She can't lie right now. That's just unfair.
I hope he's not in the background.
The captain will then look at all of you and say, I'd like you now to explain the reason why you decided to break into the keep.
To see the queen.
to see the queen.
And
That is
why
the
did you
literal-
decide that that was necessary instead of just coming here to the parlor and waiting like you were asked to?
It's really important!
Because your ears are not allowed to hear what we need to say to the queen.
And the captain sort of nods and says, okay, you can lower the spell now. You guys are still going to have to wait here until after the queen comes to see you.
Art just openly
And
says, I have
one of the he sends one of his men out to go and inform Hamilton and the queen of the results of this interview.
Why?
You guys I'm guessing like Yalia just continues mashing this. Like,
Is he
delightful
still
coffee
still
table.
there?
the table.
The captain is,
Captain.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
He's
still,
not
just,
listening.
I'm just there, like with it, just spinning my thing, and then just carried back on, just still looking at him.
After a few minutes, Hamilton comes and is like, okay, the queen sent me to come and collect you and bring you to the war room.
Go to Hiarkingdom. Like,
Yes,
this is
but
just a power move.
War room.
What's the power move?
Making us
Making
wait.
us wait. Yep.
Yeah, it is 100%.
This is one of those psychology tests, you know. You fail if you go manic when waiting.
Well, you went manic literally immediately.
Before you got to the building.
Yeah, I
Just
mean, it worked.
instantly.
We failed when the test before the test even began.
No, this was a bunch of guards doing their fucking job and not letting people just barge into the palace that they're guarding.
I mean, they kind of did their job.
They did their job to the best of their abilities.
Yeah.
For queen and country.
Anyway, are we finally going to see her now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I leave the dart in the absolutely annihilated table and just carry on.
Hamilton does not care about the table.
No, I don't expect Hamilton to care.
And he dismisses all of the guards who had gathered to keep you all here and sends them back to their posts. And Hamilton's like, man, the queen is pissed, guys.
Cool.
Don't worry about that. How's your gardening going, Hamilton?
My pied plants. Yeah, I woke
Yeah.
up with a new book about it the other day.
Has it been helping you?
Yeah. There's lots of instructions about it. There's also a whole section on painting the plant pots. I've been kind of enjoying doing that as well.
I got some paintings you could put in your.
You'll have to
on the
show us
outside.
sometime.
And eventually Hamilton leads you to an unfamiliar part of the castle and opens the door to where you can see the queen as well as several like what appear to be like decorated soldiers, probably like generals or high-ranking members of the army, who are all stood around like a table with a map of the continent on it. And the queen looks up at all of you, like visible like stress lines etched along her forehead, and is like, "What the fuck, everyone?
That's not very queen-like of you.
You
Right, first of
fucking-"
all, language.
Guys,
She like actually starts like chewing on her lower lip.
does our eye twitch?
Draw- Does she draw blood?
Mm-hmm.
At this point, is it just us and the generals and Hamilton? I'm guessing,
And the queen, yes.
and the queen. Yeah, obviously the queen.
Uh,
So hold on before we carry on any further. I pull out the rod of alert and says, "I'm not doing anything bad here," and like use it to cast see invisibility.
Okay, make a perception check for me.
Oh. One sec. Where's my perception? It's not very good, is it? Oh, a 15?
You don't see anything.
Nothing about it all.
You don't seem to see any invisible creatures within your line of sight.
Okay.
Let me just read the exact wording on the...
It's the spell See Invisibility, so it literally just allows for the duration you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible, and you can see into the ethereal plane. Feel creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent.
There it is, okay. Advantage on perception checks and rolls for initiative. You're using See Invisibility.
If that's a perception as well. 1 second. That was only that wasn't with advantage. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's actually a 17 then. Does that make any difference? Probably not.
Nope. You see nothing.
Still nothing about. Okay.
What you do, however, see is the Queen's eyes like flash vibrant silver for a moment, and she's like, "Why are you using See Invisibility in here? Is there something I need to be worried about?"
It's more just in case there's any members of the cult hiding in invisibility.
We already checked. Okay, you have urgent news for us. I'm led to believe.
Yes, we do. On ideas of the plan and what is going to occur upon anything on our planned actions. I basically begin to explain the whole situation of if we, the virtuosos, moved to either defend the Farward or help the dragons at Dragon's Rest attack Ildragville. He
has no idea what Ildragville is.
She doesn't need to know. Well, it doesn't really matter. But basically, help the dragons. If we appeared at one of each of these stations, there will be a bolstered attack at the other place. And as she is already aware of our decision to help the dragons, this means it's important for them to know that they will be facing a stronger force. But we have an idea and a plan to help cause communications issues for the enemy that could help us in both situations.
Okay. She has a few questions. First and foremost, she wants to know where you came by this information.
Where did we come from this information again?
The Queen of Dragons told you.
Oh yeah, the Queen of...
Because she has the ability to see the future. Which is super secret, by the way.
Do we want to tell her that we...
Yeah, should we tell the Queen that?
You just need to trust us on this source.
Absolutely not. There's lives at stake here.
I'm well aware, and we're trying to help with that.
And after our performance,
are you trying to help? Because what you just told me is you're about to abandon our people and invite upon them a more devastating attack than they would already have to suffer.
Wait, is that spell that was cast on us to make sure that we can only tell
it's already down.
still active?
That was only within that small 10-foot circle.
I was going to say we could bring in the guard that cast that on us and prove
I mean, she can cast Zone of Truth.
Yeah.
Tell her to do that. We're not lying.
I mean, I don't think she has any reason to believe we're lying. She's just wants to know how we know this information, but we really don't want to tell her that.
She believes that you believe what you are saying. However, what you have just essentially said to her from her perspective is either things she already knew, i.e. there's going to be an attack on Farward, and we're not going to help with it.
She already knew we weren't going to help with it.
Yeah. So she's like, why is this so urgent?
Yeah.
Because of the other part of information of the fact that we plan to cause chaos through the enemy ranks by appearing there still, but we need their help to do it. We can't be there. We can't cast the magic that says, oh, look, we're here. because we're going to be elsewhere. So we need her to be able to, with some of her mages, to pretend we are.
He like looks at Yolia getting heated and she's like, do I have to cast Calm Emotions? I can cast Calm Emotions and then we can have this conversation.
The common. At this point, I literally turn away and find some plants and sit and meditate in front of some plants for a bit. All you'll hear is muttering, and that muttering is me talking to Seraphine about like how stupid this queen is.
Oh my god.
The queen will look to the rest of you and say, okay, so Yolia said you have a plan to disrupt their communications and that you need our help with it. I'm going to need some more details on what this plan is and what the potential benefits are.
So the plan is... The plan is with the oscillator, right?
No, that's for the
No.
dragons.
Oh, sorry.
The plan is for us to go to one of two locations and make fake versions of ourselves to appear in the other one to distract them, but do that first so that they send their troops to that one instead of the one that we're actually at, I believe.
No, it's to do both at the same time.
So how would they know which one to send the troops to if we're at both locations at once?
Exactly.
And
That's
therefore
the issue.
and therefore
They
we
won't
halve
know,
their
so
attack.
they'll hesitate as they try to work out which is the fakes.
So we're
And in
just
that
making
meantime-
sure that both of them are equally
Equally, so it makes it easier for the defense of the town.
defended,
Because
yeah,
they can
rather
defend
than
it
one
rather-
having more than the other.
Yeah, and being absolutely blown out the water. They, because they can obviously defend the town easier. By the time, hopefully, that they've realised which ones are actually us, they can then obviously recuperate. They'll send more troops. They'll be able to defend it again and stop the attack because it's not.
The queen like raises her hand to stop. He's like, okay, I understand your plan at least vaguely. You
So do
plan to send an illusory duplicate to Far Ward in order to trigger the attack on Dragon's Rest that you were talking about. And then your plan is to appear in Dragon's Rest, sow discord, and your hope is that this Zernas that you believe is behind the attacks both in Dragon's Rest and Far Ward will not know which one to lend his support to.
Exactly.
Okay, what assistance do you need from us for this plan? And from the sounds of it, that means that you are able to trigger this incoming attack at will. I'll need to know exactly when you are going to do this.
That's easy enough. We have someone who can sending to tell you.
I'd like to know in advance so that we can get troops and operations in place.
Question
We're
is,
not.
why didn't we
Go
tell
on.
her on sending?
What?
I mean, like, why didn't we tell her all this on sending?
Because sending is
Sending
only
is
30
25 words at a time.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh.
we want to use. You can't really just do.
You
this on
could
email.
absolutely have sent her
Yeah.
a sending to
It
be
would have
like,
taken a
hey,
long
there's
time.
something incredibly important that we need to talk to you about, and probably avoided this whole lengthy semi-arrest process.
Come on, where's the fun in that?
Yeah, exactly.
We've got to maintain the element of surprise here.
Well, she certainly was surprised.
Yeah.
Element
And
of
angry.
surprise.
Wow.
Pappy says
But yeah,
yes.
essentially,
Pappy agrees.
essentially, we'll need the spell to be used. Will be some kind of illusionary magic that. Hiarkin, this is your area of expertise. Explain.
I can't remember what it's called. Hold on. What is it, Logan? You know.
I mean, the
Save
queen
me
says, well,
looking
there's
through the whole
several
spell
different options for this. If you want an illusion of all of you there, I would suggest that the best option is a seeming spell, which can be used to disguise other people as you.
Oh, okay. So rather than some sort of holographic representation.
Yeah, the
There
issue
actually
with
will
that
be
is
people there.
that, yeah, in this case, there actually would be people
Is there
there
any way of
able
protecting
to
them?
make decisions.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to kill innocent people if they do actually get attacked because they think they are us.
I
That
mean,
might be
while that is an issue,
a bit worrying.
if they're given to those of esteemed strength,
Get their
they-
finest warriors to accept the transformation into us for that
yes,
duration.
that if we want to go that route, that will probably be the best bet, is to use
Yeah.
those who are, so say Hamilton, for example,
People who are actually able to defend themselves.
who are not going to just take 2 hits and die essentially.
Yeah.
Hamilton looks down at you and is like, does that mean that I'm going to be short?
I give a thumbs up to Hamilton.
You can choose to be one of them, including the tallest one here, and point to myself.
You still like got a foot on you, right?
More than likely, I'm 6'3". I'm pretty certain.
Maybe he hasn't got like a full foot. He's still definitely taller than you.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I'm the tallest. I think Hiarking's 6'5" though, so it's one of us two. And everyone else is short. I know that much.
Yeah, 6'5".
Yeah, so it's one of us. You can choose to be one of us two, the taller ones.
I stand on my tiptoes.
You don't need to. You're already taller than me.
Am I taller than Hamilton?
No.
Hamilton's character sheet doesn't actually specify a height. So,
So,
I'm just going to
8 foot.
assume that no, like,
He's 7 foot. There you go.
7 foot.
it's very tall. Okay, sure.
I mean, for a half orc, not really.
Yeah. He's probably like high 6 foot, like maybe 7 foot. And yeah, like, looks at you
Don't
he's
say
like,
he's high 6 foot, you'll upset him.
I'm not 6'11". It's average height for a half orc. He is like, I feel like I'm misunderstanding the conversation here. And he like looks at the queen for like clarification. She's like, I didn't even say that I was going to use seeming on you. Look, we can find people who are well suited to the job. It's probably going to have to be people with some acting chops and people who are able to defend themselves. I'll make a short list of people who it could possibly be.
That's obviously one choice.
Yeah.
The others is obviously something like, what is it, Greater Illusion or something? I can't
Some
remember.
sort of illusionary spell, yeah.
Yes. The reason I suggested seeming, although Greater Illusion is a possibility, is that seeming would allow it to be physical people who are able to act and make decisions and interact with things. An
So-
illusion is immediately seen through the moment someone touches it.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a good point. Yeah, so seeming is definitely one of the better.
That sounds like the better way to go, yeah.
I mean, all
So they don't
illusions
understand what's going
are
on straight away.
fallible, but if your intention is merely to sow discord and temporarily
Buy some time.
buy some time, the knowledge that we can trigger this attack when we're ready for it is, at the very least, useful information. Is there anything else that I need to be aware of?
Oh, this is where I'm trying to remember what was.
I know it's been some time. If you would like my help, I'm willing to help you out here.
So, what else was there? We've already explained, obviously, about like there's going to like wherever we're not, it's going to be a stronger attack. But
Help us, Daddy DM.
yeah, it's completely gone from my mind. It's been too long.
The thing that I personally had in mind, which you may or may not want to share with the Queen, it's entirely up to you, is the Queen of Dragons was fairly certain that Farward was going to fall without your help, and that the Queen of Dragons has offered that if you help the dragons, then she will send dragons to retake Farward after the battle.
Falls. We're trying not to get to that conclusion. Because obviously that's the whole point of this plan, is to not have that outcome.
The question is, like, is that something that you would share?
In front of everyone? Probably not. Like, it would that would have to be it. We're just with the Queen, kind of telling her
Okay.
that, because
Sorry,
I don't
had to
think
make a roll.
Probably because everyone else was just like, you know, you don't want to try and get there's what generals here and all that. You don't want to like make them think, you know, what's the point of even defending it then?
Okay. The Queen will then say, okay, if this is a plan that we're going to go ahead with, then it is something that is within our abilities. I will be sending several wizards from the Celestial Archives to go and reinforce the front lines, and amongst them will be skilled illusionists. The question is, what are the chances and what are the potential ways in which these illusions can be seen through? We already have reasons to believe that the Cult of Xernas has infiltrated several levels of our defense within Farward.
I turn to. So this is something you were doing with, right?
Yeah, so I was speaking to the Matchsticks Guild.
The Match Sellers Guild.
Match
And the
Sellers
Queen
Guild.
looks extremely unimpressed to hear that you've been working with them.
My boys, my homies. I'm just pulling my notes back, trying to remember exactly what I was doing. Match Sellers Guild. Yeah, so should I explain about the organisation, or is that not relevant?
Yep. That you want to tell the Queen whatever you feel is relevant to tell her.
Okay.
I'm happy to help you if you would like, because this has been a while,
it's
and
been
like
a couple of
things
months.
that are much fresher in Ott's mind than they are in Rob's mind.
Yeah.
You arranged to have the Match Sellers Guild dig up information on current agents of Xernas that are within Farward that potentially could see through the illusion.
Right.
So the Match Sellers Guild is currently working on uncovering the identities of anyone who could be a threat to this plan.
Yes. I will explain the same. So I'm just making notes so I can reference it.
The Queen does not look impressed with this news and says, in any official capacity, the Match Sellers Guild does not exist. So any dealings that we might have with them will have to be very delicately handled. However, we do have people who will be able to make contact with them. And this Match Sellers Guild will be feeding us information on potential moles within our own ranks. How trustworthy do you believe this information is? How likely are the Match Sellers Guild, say, to frame a member of Phalanx's guard that they find problematic for them, or...
I trust them with my life.
Do you?
Really?
No. But I got to give her confidence.
I mean, what do you say to the Queen? Do you trust? Do you tell her that you trust them, or?
Yeah, I trust
Insight. I'm going to insight check that one. I don't have a clue because that was a natural one.
Well, the Queen got a 23 on her insight check.
Oh.
Best roll a deception check, Rob, because we both know that there's obviously a deception check thing you're doing.
26.
Okay. The Queen will say, okay, I believe that you believe that. However, any information that we receive from this criminal guild, we are going to take with a pinch of salt. Just as fair warning. while we do have methods in place to verify people's identities, spells such as Zone of Truths are by no means infallible.
Weak magic. Okay. I'd explain the business as well that they're setting up. Say, I have vested interest. Is it vested interest? Or do they have vested interest in my business, I guess?
You're going to be... hang on. They are basically setting up a spy network that reports to you in Hiarkingdom.
Right.
Through that shop that we're building. That's just
Yes.
the front, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do I want to explain that? I'm not sure.
I, as the DM, cannot tell you whether or not to
Uh,
explain that. It's your decision to make.
I'm going to say maybe keep it out, even though I want to be open and honest with the Queen. I think it would make her even more concerned if we were dealing even closer with the Match Sellers Guild.
Mm-hmm.
So I shall refrain from providing that information.
The Queen will look to all of you and address her generals and say, okay then, to confirm the details as we currently have them, you are going to trigger the attack on Far Ward while you attempt to intervene in whatever business it is that is happening in Dragon's Rest that is so important. We are going to, through the use of illusions, make it appear as though you are part of the defense of Far Ward in order to possibly make it so that they are going to commit less force to the invasion of Far Ward. And she sounds a little bit unsure of that part because it doesn't sound like it makes sense to her. Her thinking is like, if you guys are in Far Ward, surely they would want to commit more force to Far Ward in order to make their chances of beating you higher.
Yeah, but we'll also be in the other place where they've got the rest of their troops, so they won't want to split them up into one. They won't want to move them all into one location.
I mean, what she just said is correct to the facts as you know it. It just doesn't really mesh with her way of thinking, which is why she's confused about it. She says, in order to ensure the success of this illusion plan, we will need to root out any potential leaks and people who may be able to see through the illusions. For this, we are expected to collude with the Match Sellers Guild, with whom you already have an arrangement. And you will be notifying us with how much notice before this attack is set to begin?
More than usual.
Yeah, more than usual. Yeah, I mean, hopefully.
The usual notice is you don't give notice, and then you break into the palace and get arrested by Hamilton.
So either way, you're winning.
The Queen looks at you all and says, I need to know in
How
order
much
to
notice do you
actually
need in order to pull this off?
Ideally several days, because we need to get troops in place.
Wait,
If we're
troops aren't already in
expected to-
place?
Yes, absolutely they are. Currently, the main focus is on evacuation of the city, however. We've had about 2 weeks since we got notice that this even might be a thing, that this invasion is happening.
We'll give you as much notice as we possibly can. You have my word. And that's because I have message. So I can...
Sending,
sorry. So I can contact the Queen directly.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least one of her merry men.
And no, it'll be either her or the Queen. We are not delegating that message to anyone lower. That is not getting passed to anyone else's ears other than theirs. We're trying to make sure this doesn't get leaked, and that's the easiest way, is it goes directly to the head's estate ears.
Despite the fact that you broke into my palace and threatened my guards, despite the fact that you said in your own words that you're not planning on helping, I am choosing to trust you and believe that you are going to do the best that you can in order to give us the notice that we need in order to mount a successful defense. We will work with the Match Sellers Guild, although we will be verifying the identities of anyone that they expose for what I hope are obvious reasons before we take action against them.
Joke's on her, we're in Xerxes' cult.
So at this point, I point to like, they seem to be good at finding cult members. I have personally been able to find members of their cult through their work.
Like, fixes you with like a very stern look and says, I am well aware of your dealings with the Match Sellers Guild, Hiolia.
And I'm not proud
Art
of it.
jokes by saying, look, they've managed to find everyone with 3 eyes. Look, here's my 3rd eye pinned into my shoulder.
One of the generals laugh. And the Queen gives him a stern look. And then looks back to you all and says, I'm sure there are many other things that you need to be organizing for this operation. If that is all, I can have someone escort you out of the palace.
Don't worry, we know how to get here. We just use the portable hall to get all the way through.
God damn it. I point and go, I don't think we have anything else to discuss.
Hamilton will volunteer to lead you all out. And it seems like a lot of the like barely contained hostility sort of sailed over his head. And like as he's leading you out, he like continues to gleefully tell you about his potted plants and about his new trading cards that he's been creating. He's actually been creating a new line of villains that you've defeated, and he's been listening to stories from the Guild of Heralds in order to learn more about your exploits.
The Virtuosos podcast, basically.
He he pulls out like a prototype Orm Medora card, and like you guys actually saw Orm Medora. You know, it was a gigantic like purple worm with like rows of teeth that like fired a laser from its mouth. This thing matches that description, but like that's a vague enough description where actually this thing like looks nothing like it.
And we get Risu to draw over the card to make it more lifelike.
It's kind of like witness statements, like giving a description of a person for a sketch artist, and like it's vague enough details of like, oh yeah, he was medium build, brown hair, had a beard, that like you could basically draw anything and be correct to it.
I think Risu needs to redraw it.
Okay. Risu, would you like to make? Oh, you've already made a performance check. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. You like doodle like a passable rendition and like mark out like certain features to like change for the sake of accuracy. And
Bigger teeth.
Hamilton is grateful. And like you also like give him some advice on like dynamic posing in order to like make it look more exciting.
And use shiny paper.
I was going to say, it needs to shine.
Make like a
Probably
rare
shiny.
first edition print as well.
Yeah.
Eventually Hamilton will lead you to the gate of the keep, where the 2 gate guards are there. One of the guards is currently holding a coffee, and a now fresh stamp card that has been reset.
You ruined it.
So, what? I told you I was one away from a free coffee.
But now you won't be anticipating a free coffee.
I was anticipating a free coffee, and now
But now
I'm
you won't be.
enjoying a free coffee. With which he makes eye contact with you and slowly takes a slurp from it and burns his tongue.
Still an idiot.
As we're walking past, can I tip the try and quickly tip the cup so it goes down him?
Make an attack roll.
An attack roll? Okay.
Do a
Oh
barrel
no, it was bad.
He turns his back to you, and you just sort of brush the back of his neck.
I don't wait. Can I check if I have a cup? I want to do sleight of hand. Switch out the cup in his own. Would
He's currently holding and drinking.
Why are we
from the
doing this
cup.
to them?
funny.
Don't know.
No.
Given that it's 9 o'clock and you have accomplished exactly one thing in this entire session, let's move
Whoa.
things along, please.
All right.
Well,
off
we're
to
going to
Gareth.
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 Yeah, we're going to Gareth. So
Let's
that
go
one,
and get
that
the
one won't take
oscillator
long. Just
thing.
literally walk into Gareth, go, "Hi, we're here for the thing," and then
Walk into Gareth,
And make
shopping
sure he
episode
forgets
begins.
things.
Oh no, we haven't got the
Shopping
money.
episode.
We have spent all our money. We don't have the money.
Shopping
Okay,
We
episode,
are
so-
5,000 gold in debt.
That
There
is
must
very
be a-
true.
There must be a bank somewhere here we can get credit cards, right?
No.
Erland's already ripping them
looking
up.
at his ripped up shards of credit cards. It's for the best. I was in a lot of debt that I was never going to pay. They're under
Anyway.
fake names anyway.
Anyway,
Oh, that's what we need to do. Okay.
we go and collect the oscillator, and then use Gareth's to get to Phalanx.
Are we just skipping over it completely?
Listen, we are only there to collect the oscillator. We don't need to go into
Okay.
detail with him. There's not much else we need to do with him.
Hi, Gareth. Thanks. Bye.
He needs to forget.
Exactly, actually.
Oh, yeah, he was going to
Oh,
cast
yeah.
a spell on himself, wasn't he?
So when you go to Gareth, he as soon as you come in, he excitedly greets you all and says, in fact, no, he'd invite you into the back room to show you the sonic cannon, and it is this very steampunk collection of brass tubes with a spherical quartz core with lightning charging through it, and emblazoned on the side is a brilliant pink letter G. And Gareth says, now some of this is going to fly over your head, but there was a lot that I had to work through in order to actually get this thing working, and since I'm about to erase all my memories of it, it feels like a real shame not to say all of it. And he begins going over technical jargon of how the difficulties he faced trying to find an acceptable power source for it, given that previously it was a much larger assembly that used to be powered by a volcano. And the gist of it essentially is that he managed to find a way in which it is somewhat self-powered. However, it can be overcharged by having a caster put magical power into it. In other words, you can put spell slots into it in order to make it more powerful. And I will bring up the magic item for you.
Yeah.
It does not require attunement, and I'll show it to everyone. So, as part of an attack action, meaning that if you have extra attack, you can fire twice instead of once. You can make a ranged attack roll, and it has a range of 30 feet and deals 2d12 thunder damage. If the target is a dragon, they have to make a Constitution saving throw, or firstly, they lose the ability to fly, and secondly, they suffer from the poisoned condition. This affects them regardless of whether or not they have immunity to poison. The poison condition basically means that they have disadvantage on all ability checks and attack rolls. And I think saving throws, but I'll have to double check that. But they have disadvantage on almost everything. And then they make a saving throw every turn in order to try and overcome it.
You are able to charge up the sonic cannon by spending a spell slot in order to raise the DC that the dragon will have to beat. So, for example, if you put in a 3rd level spell slot, the DC raises by 3 to go from 15 to 18. And then after you hit a dragon with it, regardless of whether the dragon succeeds on their save or not, the DC resets to 15. My voice is going. I need a second.
Take a swig.
Was that Gareth saying that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm good. Sorry, doing a lot of talking here. So, none of you are going to be proficient in sonic cannon, obviously, but the attack roll is dexterity based.
Cool. So anyone who's got good dex is probably best to use it.
D20 plus dex.
Yeah.
Obviously, a spellcaster will be able to charge it up.
I have
So-
less dex. Maybe.
I'll be back in 1 second.
I got a 20 on my dex. What are the other?
Actually, I'm just going to go to the loo as well, so you might want to hold on for a minute.
Loo break. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Have
Okay.
a quick break. And Logan can get his voice back.
Yeah, I'm going to take a second. So, welcome back to the world of Horizon, guys. Okay, I guess everyone's gone.
Oh, sorry about that. Hello?
It's life.
Oh, where's everyone gone?
They all went to the loo.
Oh. Okay, so that's not too bad. Oh, I had to go and quickly take the cat outside. Make sure he uses the loo.
Exciting.
It was not. Although I did nearly fall down the stairs.
Also exciting.
With the cat in the hand, not really.
I mean, I'd say it's exciting. It's not fun, but oh, I think that's the bot leaving.
Oh, this is because the music's ended. That's why.
Damn it!
How are you enjoying the session, Logan?
Good fun. So far, you guys have performed slower than I expected.
There might be reasons for that one.
I'm back.
Bloop bloop.
So apparently, there's this really well, clever, cool, I don't know, something, sort of supplement that you can have called carbon 60, which is apparently just 60 carbon atoms all just melded together.
That sounds like a radioactive isotope.
Apparently, it's really good for you, like good for healing or really, I don't know, good for your body in some way. And someone at work was trying to encourage me to get some, but it's like really expensive. You have to take it in oil form because that's how it, how your body digests it or something, or absorbs the carbon 60.
I'm always
I'm very
skeptical of like those dietary supplement sort of things, because 90% of the time, if you replace like toxins or like electrolytes with like the word demons, it's the exact same like language that like occultists would use to like sell people snake oil and stuff. It's a lot of it just seems to be like, well, it's not going to hurt you.
I just got reminded by it.
But like, it's also just sort of a lot of it is, yeah, we're just going to take your money and it does nothing.
But yeah, Nick's Super 60, Super 90 reminded me of that. Super 60.
Oh, also,
Bro, it's
Logan.
wrecked, dude.
Get wrecked.
I'm not used to doing these. No.
Quick question, Logan.
Uh-huh.
How frustrating has it been dealing with some of our points?
Not frustrating at all. I told you, man, I was ready for you to fucking kill those guards. I
meant,
will take this campaign off the fucking rails.
I just meant the insanity that was trying to explain to the Queen our line of thinking.
I mean, like, the Queen was frustrated with you. Especially, like, Yolia's wording at the beginning, where you essentially, like, blatantly said to her face, like, from her perspective, we're going to leave you all for dead to go help the dragons instead. Which is, like, something that you'd already said previously. So she's like, okay, you've broken into this place, threatened my guards, said we have super important information for her, and then the first like thing you share with her is things that she already knows that she's not happy about. So she was like, should fucking arrest these assholes. But yeah, no, like, security has had to be beefed up after, like, Yolia's escapades in the solo stuff.
She was aware of some of the things I was doing.
Definitely of the, like, members of the cult that you uncovered. Yeah, she found out about that afterwards. And also the fact that you fucking broke into the palace at one point.
That was because I went to see her.
Yeah.
She was about that long because that's when I went to see her in the middle of the night.
Like, it's pretty reasonable that she's going to beef up security after that happens.
That's a good point.
So, like, yeah, you don't just, like, get to walk in and go, like, fucking interrupt whatever meetings you want. Especially not from her perspective.
But we're friends.
I'm not sure she considers that with Yoga.
Barely associates.
Acquaintances.
Barely acquaintances. Well, here was me thinking it was a quick loo break. I'm gonna get an apple. 1 sec.
Taking your shit.
Okay, we're back.
God damn it, Rob just left the game.
Oh no!
Be back in 2 seconds, he's just grabbing an apple. I didn't realise that both of you left until I was like here on
Were you
my
talking
own.
to yourself?
I was like, okay, so how's everyone enjoying the session? And then I got
Oh,
like
no.
no response. I was like, oh,
Did you get really sad?
I'm here
No one
alone.
liked it.
Rob said that it was a break.
It's literally the worst
Yeah.
session of the year, Logan.
That's fair.
And also the best.
Ooh.
It's the
That's
only
fair.
session of the year.
Okay, so the Sonic Cannon, then. You've all had a chance to look at it. Basically, I would say that, like, any of you can wield this. Obviously, Yolia won't be able to add spells to it. The rest of you all have access to magic. Out of all of you, I believe Hiarkin has the worst dexterity.
Yeah,
But
don't trust me
also
with it.
is matched with Erlan in being the
one with the highest level spell slots.
Pretty certain Matt has a high dex as well, isn't he?
Yes, he does. I can double check what his dex is. Matt does, of course, roll abysmally bad on attack rolls,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
he does have 20 dex.
So he
So
would
his
just
dex
get,
is maxed.
he would get a +5.
Oh, it's 20 max.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
through non-magical means.
Oh, yeah,
22 dex. 22 dex.
What?
So, yeah, there's a whole thing. You spent like a couple of 1,000 gold pieces on a book.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I could amass 22
Just so
dex.
you could cheat.
No, not cheating at all.
Cheater.
It's not cheating at all.
Cheater.
We used to have a belt that allowed someone to have a 23 strength.
Hmm.
It was gloves, actually.
Whatever.
How's the cereal, Sarah?
It's good. It's Crave.
Oh.
Cream cereal?
Crave.
Oh, crave.
Mm.
Crave's the best.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So,
Does it taste better with sugar, though, is the question.
Ew.
Everything tastes better with sugar.
Why
What
do
are
you
you on
put
about?
sugar on stuff?
I don't know, Nick, why would you put sugar on stuff like that?
It's already a bowl of sugar.
Because it just needs it.
okay.
Sarah laughed
So,
at me earlier because I
Gareth-
bought a sugar-free thing, and then I told her I was going to add sugar to it.
That is worthy of being laughed at. That's a Charlotte move right there.
It's not as bad as anything Charlotte said. Come on.
So Gareth will
Moving
say to all of you, like after handing over the Sonic Oscillator, he will say, "Okay, so previously and the current agreement that the Gias that I am under is that I will use a modify memory spell on myself to erase all of my memories of making this item. There was a slight oversight, which is that it turns out you can't, in fact, use modify memory to erase 2 whole weeks worth of memories.
Hmm.
It's more limited to like a couple of hours, even at a very high level. What I have, however, done is whipped up this, and he pulls out like a really like dangerous looking potion.
Is
And
it
says-
it's the flash thing from Men in Black?
Kind of, yeah. The modified memory spell is. And he says, now this will kind of just make the last couple of weeks a bit of a blur for me, as opposed to completely erasing my memories. Because this isn't technically following the Gias that I'm under to the letter of the law, I do actually need your permission to do it.
I mean, we don't want you to die, so yeah, but are you sure that potion will not just do something bad as well?
He says to you, I made this potion myself. I'm fairly confident that like he takes one sniff and like you see his nose hairs begin to curl.
That doesn't look good, but it's either that or like
Wait. Could you make this into a weapon as well?
The potion?
Yeah, if you could like turn it into something that vaporizes and, into a gaseous
You
form
need a
and
fairly significant dose all ingested at one time. Doing it through inhalation would be very irresponsible as like a chemical weaponry sort of thing. It's very difficult to control who inhales something. But also the effects would be much lesser if you were to do it that way. To do it as having someone drink it, like I'm about to do, is more reasonable. But I cannot imagine managing to trick someone into drinking it, meaning you kind of have to probably force feed them.
That's
Also, I'm not going to remember this conversation in a couple of minutes. You've already paid me for the Sonic cannon, so you can kind of just take that and go. And I need to have a moment to gather myself before I drink this. And he looks at this thing like it's the end of the world.
Oh my god. What have we done? Okay, I guess.
I mean, We
See
don't
you
want
on the
you
other
to die.
side.
I was going to say we don't want you to die, and this is probably the
Can we
best.
stay here just in case something goes wrong?
Yeah, it might be the best option.
He might be confused why we're here when he comes back round, but at least we know he's safe then.
He looks at yours and well,
Oh.
okay.
Why
And,
don't we go back into the shop and you can drink it with us on the other side of the counter? Then you won't.
He has
spend
already
tokens.
uncorked the bottle
Oh, shoot.
and is currently drinking it.
Okay.
And then his eyes roll up into his head and he just immediately falls backwards and slams his head
God.
into the floor.
What have we done?
Oh Jesus!
Do we make
And
a
he
run
is
while we
just
can?
Are you
Out
gonna pick him up?
cold. He is dead to the world.
Should we check his pulse?
Yes.
Make a medicine check. DC 10.
Skills, medicine,
Fails. Oh, he's dead.
medicine. Am I good at medicine?
Okay, 13. You can feel a pulse.
He's all good,
He is to
guys.
be breathing.
He is alive. Okay, well, that's an important thing.
Maybe we should put him in bed.
Can we? Yeah, that might be a good idea. Can we work out how long he's going to be out for?
You have no fucking idea.
Especially as this is a potion he's made himself, there won't be any information about it anywhere, will they?
No.
So there's no point me doing a insight check or arcana or anything, or history.
I mean, let's just put it this way: he's gonna come round, God knows when. So, and we've got other things to do. I'm sure he's got an assistant somewhere that can look after him.
Let's just make him comfy then we can
Yeah.
head on.
I like to imagine that you kind of just like weekend at Bernie's him, like put him in a chair and put sunglasses on him.
Yeah.
And you leave the shop holding the sonic oscillator. Who's going to have it?
How big is it?
Yes, Erland, from what we were saying.
It's kind of let's say it's about the size of like a Hoover.
I ain't carrying that.
Who wants to Luigi's Mansion cosplay?
Yeah.
Well, who's gonna have the most benefit from it? With like how it works.
I mean, Erland looks at it as like, I mean, I can do it.
I could do it. I got high DC. High dex.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's just-
mine's rubbish.
I was gonna say it really comes down to, and I kind of point at Erlan and Risu and say, "You three."
Yeah.
Really?
I was like, oh, I'm the best spellcaster out of all of us. It just means that if I'm wielding this, I can't like use my swords to do my stab like I normally do.
Is
Eh.
it going to be a bit too heavy for me?
You wouldn't be able to use it to get sneak attack or anything. It's not a finesse weapon, it's a ranged weapon. Like,
No, I mean,
that
like,
deals
am I
like
strong
a
enough to
big
carry it?
blast of sound. Oh no, you're absolutely strong enough to carry it.
Cool.
You even
Risu has like a 3 in strength probably.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be unwieldy for you to carry. It's
Yeah.
like a bunch of heavy brass tubes and
Drags it along
like
the ground.
crystals.
Don't suppose you have any more of those gauntlets?
The unconscious body of Gareth looks at you through his sunglasses.
No response.
Top shelf.
I suppose anyone can carry it for now. Like, does it take? Oh wait, we need to attune to it, don't we?
Does not
Oh.
require a tune.
Cool. How come it doesn't require attunement? Is Logan
I thought
being
we were
kind?
giving it to the dragons. They wanted it, didn't they?
Wait, we
They
give you-
wanted you to make it
I
as a
think
weapon.
they
They kind of
wanted
like
it.
entrusted
They
you
used
with it because they weren't going to be able to do anything with it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
They can't use it without killing themselves with it.
Yeah.
I can carry it for the time
Okay.
being. Then we can decide
Yep.
later
So
on.
Art is currently entrusted with the sonic cannon.
Why do we trust him with it?
Funny.
Funny. Erland's words whispered in your ear. Funny.
Funny. Erland's like, his mind is on his new soldiers, and you're like, I really hope they're doing okay with their drills. Takes a swig from his bottle of wine.
He has no idea how to do army training.
I gave them drills.
Alright, guys,
Yep.
shall we head off to Citadel of the Moonage?
Well, it was 2 bulwark.
That
2
is exactly what I
speak
said.
to the king.
Um,
Okay. I
Given
find
that it is currently 9:30, I'm going to just ask in advance. Is there anything that like you guys are going to say to the king that you aren't going
That
to
we
say to
haven't
the
said to the
queen?
queen.
Yeah, you
it's
haven't-
basically, I'm pretty
I think
certain
it's
it's
gonna be the
basically the same conversation of,
Okay.
this is
Yeah.
our plan, we've already spoken to the queen, high chance she's maybe already said something to you,
But this time,
yeah.
this time we won't break and we'll be patient if we're requested
Yeah.
to wait outside.
To be fair, actually, I think like the queen probably would have sent a message to the king, meaning that yeah, you guys probably were expected in. So like a very like tired-looking king of like because of like the weird circadian rhythms down here on the surface, where like there isn't a very obvious day and night cycle, means that you like sometimes just interrupt people in the middle of the night for them.
Oh, aha.
And like you know you have the same he like pulls himself together and you have the same conversation with him with a little bit less tension to it, and
Are we able to
He-
just go and see him straight away? We don't need to like fight to get in there or anything.
well, he was sent a sending message by the queen after your meeting.
Okay.
So more than likely went along the lines of, those idiots are fucking
wait,
on
did
probably
she-
on the
did
way
she,
to you.
Did she tell him what we'd done?
Almost certainly.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna come tell you some really stupid shit.
He's just like, oh, those
I
guys.
barely trust them as it is, so good luck.
And once you've concluded your meeting with the king, you were planning on going up to the Citadel of the Moon, weren't you?
to see Virtue.
Virtue?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than seeing Virtue, did you have any other business on the Citadel of the Moon?
Pretty certain our business on the Citadel of the Moon was to see Virtue to try and see if he's discovered any information.
Okay.
Did we?
Um,
Were we gonna go? We weren't gonna go to the match sellers guild, were we? Or were we doing that
It
because we
was-
haven't
No,
heard
that
anything?
was in Phalanx, but we could.
Yeah. I was just.
I had it on the list of plans, yeah, but I don't know whether just Ott wanted to
Yeah,
see them.
maybe it's best for me to go alone. Well, that's how it generally is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can sit that in.
Yeah, do you want to rewind a bit and
Yeah.
Essentially, as we go,
Before
maybe
you go to Bulwark.
Yeah.
we can
before we
run
go to Bulwark, and so we head off to Gareth. He goes to the pub where the mimics are banned.
Mhm. You go and see the Match Sellers Guild. You are once again given a small matchbox once you get to the bar and order your drink. And you don't even need to translate it because this is the exact same message that you've translated before from Thieves' Can, that Jedri will speak to you downstairs. You use Mage Hand to cause a minor distraction and slip away down into the wine cellar, where Jedri is once again waiting for you. Once you make your presence known, he will greet you enthusiastically and say, "Oh, Ott, wonderful to see you again. To what do I owe the pleasure?"
Hello, Jedri. I wish to learn about any of your new findings to do with any high-ranking officials that may be on Zerna. Was Zernas' side, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Court of Zernas.
Cool, Zernas.
Specifically within Far Ward. He will say, "Well, I'm afraid I don't have any of the documentation currently on me. We do have agents currently active in Far Ward who have already discovered a couple of members of the cult and are currently compiling evidence against them.
I was under the impression that you wanted me to hand that information over to the proper authorities. I'm more than happy to also have that same information delivered to you.
Yeah, I prefer that to keep our party in the loop.
He says, okay, we can have a courier bring you the information subtly
But
within
yeah,
Hiarkingdom.
make sure those people who deliver the message are very well. What's the word?
Oh, I only work with people who I trust.
You trust.
I would never send an agent your way who I believed would be a threat to you. Unless, of course, I was a threat to you.
Yes.
And he kind of just gives you a weird look where you're not 100% sure whether it's a joke or not.
I know. I was tempted to do an insight check on that.
I'll do it if you want.
I'll do it anyway. 19.
You're pretty sure it's a joke.
Okay, good.
Or is it?
What did you say this guy's name was again? Sorry.
Jedri. Jedri. Zigzag. Zigzig.
Jedri of Hiarkingdom, according to my notes.
And this is the Guildmaster of the Match Sellers Guild.
Cool. This is Jedri. Yeah, okay. Jedri just so Jedri says that he's got some people tracked down some people and they're just building a case, right?
They're currently they have a short list of people who they currently suspect. They're doing further investigation and building evidence in order to bring this to the proper authorities.
Cool. Guys, is there anything else we need to know from Jedri?
I mean, you've already got him telling them about taking the information to the proper authorities when they get the right information. So that's fine. That's exactly what we need them to do.
Passing on the names, just to be suspicious of.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool.
So if that's it, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, Jedri, thank you very much. I'll be on my way.
Pleasure as always. I trust that the construction on El Chicmino has already begun.
It's windproof, not quite rainproof, but it's going well.
Excellent. Please let me know if you have any other requirements.
I shake his hand and leave.
Mm-hmm. He directs you out, and when you get upstairs, you see an illusionary version of Jedri playing cards with a group of other patrons who gives you a jovial wave on your way out. Reunite with the others. You go via Gareth's shop in order to get to Bulwark. You speak to the king. You get on the elevator to go up to the Citadel of the Moon. You head then to the University of the Prismatic Shard, where you find Virtue.
Yes.
Just to sort of cut this a little bit short because my voice is dying, I will tell you, Virtue is currently still looking into it. What he's discovered this far is he's been going back through his old notes, and you guys are already aware that he'd previously been planning an expedition to Nexus, and amongst his notes on that expedition plan, he'd actually marked a few locations of particular interest that he would like to look into and investigate when he's there. And he is very sort of dismissive of his own findings. It's well, I'm not really sure whether me forgetting things is because I've been through a lot, and there's a lot of it's been a while, and how much of it is whether any of these particular locations are particularly important. I'm gonna have to do another like run through on this, but I'm hoping to be able to give you a short list of locations within Nexus that one of them might be a point of interest that this Zernas creature was taking an interest in.
Okay, but you're not sure exactly yet.
Yeah, I'm still working on it.
At least you've gathered some information.
Yeah, my current working theory is that that's the information that was taken from me. Is whatever these locations were, or at least whatever one of these locations were. It's a bit hard to be sure. And he spends some time showing you old maps and talking about things that aren't especially relevant, because he's finally, after an extremely long time, kind of getting back into the niche field that he's incredibly passionate about.
How much did Virtue forget?
That's the thing, is it's difficult for him to exactly say because it's kind of an unknown. He knows that he forgot something, but he doesn't know what he forgot, and thus as a result he doesn't know how much that is. He is going through his old notes. There's things that seem they spark his memory as he goes through them. He's like, oh yeah, that seems familiar. But then there's some things where he's like, no, I don't remember this at all. Does that mean I've just forgotten it, or does it mean that it's what was pulled from my head? And then of course there's the problem of he's been through some shit, and that's going to have an effect on you, and you're just not going to keep information that didn't seem especially important or relevant. So he's kind of second guessing himself a lot at the moment, which is why he wants to go over it all again.
Okay.
Someone should totally write a book with a bunch of things that are completely irrelevant that he never experienced, and just fill his brain full of.
You're gonna make a fake diary for him, are you?
Diary, exactly.
Okay, that's incredibly cruel.
We love him. Why not? Big Virtue.
With that, all of your business for the day is concluded. You, of course, were planning on going to Dragon's Rest in order to consult with the Queen of the Dragons there and work out what things are going on. I will, however, say, because my voice is completely giving out right now, and it is 20 to 10 anyway, that might be something that's best left for next session.
Yeah, I think this is a good place to end. We did everything we set out to do, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in terms of what was needed in today's session, I'm pretty certain we are in a good spot right now.
We did.
Good news is the soap dice work really well, Sarah.
Loaded.
I've not put any dice in dice jail today.
Wow.
They well
that's
behaved.
That's not good. If they can't go in dice jail.
Right, yeah, that's not good for us.
Clearly, they wish to see your demise.
I'm
No.
impressed we managed to do everything we needed to do in about 30 minutes. Everything else, the one item, took 2 hours.
Well, I mean, part of that was me rushing through
Only 'cause we
things
skipped
because,
through the rest.
I'm fucking dying.
Yeah. But I mean, it took us a crazy amount of time
But,
to do the first bit.
yeah, one thing took, much longer than I expected.
It's been so long, Logan forgot what to expect from us.
I was gonna say.
Erlan is still ripping up credit cards. He no longer understands what's happening.
How much does he have?
Oh my god.
It was in a lot of
They're
debt,
all under, every single one of them is under a different name and has a little photo ID attached, and none of the faces are his face.
What?
Why does this card say Illitran on?
Why does
He's
this one
don't
say
look at
Kim?
that. Rips it off. It's like a loyalty card to a small cafe in a city that you've never been to. It's got a single stamp.
This one says Egon on. You're just copying the name of a boatman we met in episode like 2, probably.
I think Egon was Thingy's talking dog, wasn't it?
Are you mixing up campaign
O'Malley's
one? Because I've
talking
never
dog.
heard of it.
It was. O'Malley's
Oh.
Oh, what, you used Egon twice then?
No, I chose Egon because Egon was the name of a. It was.
Who's Egon that you remember, Rob?
Yeah.
It's right at the very start of my list of NPCs.
Oh, interesting. I literally chose the name because I'm pretty certain it just meant dog in like Celtic or something.
Yeah, he might have been one of the crew members of the Argosy, which is the ship that you began on.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Isn't that the one that we isekai'd onto?
Yeah,
My
might have been
only
one of the
note
crew
against
members of that. I
Egon-
don't believe that he was the captain.
Probably
The
not.
captain had like a really like fantasy-ish name,
Adric?
like
No.
Mar Thundershield or something like that. In any case, good game, everyone. My voice is absolutely dying.
Good game, everyone.
So,
It was
I
Nice
need
to
fun.
hear
to-
your voice first, Logan.
Good game.
Yeah.
Go and gargle some salt water or something.
Go with some vinegar. I heard it's pretty good for you.
Oh, Rob.
I don't think
Hello.
that's true.
Just quickly, because obviously you'll be probably jumping off soon.